The Starfield release date continues to elude us, but now we have more than clues just on a Bethesda help page. We've got theories from fans about when they think this game is going to land. I have my own theories about what is going on with this game in relation to Redfall. If you've not been paying attention, these games are seemingly, in my opinion, very related. So I'm going to walk through everything right here at the beginning of the video, right here at the beginning of the broadcast, and just sort of analyze what exactly my theories are, is what's going on with the Starfield release date. Then I'm going to discuss it with the live audience. So if you like this kind of live content, make sure you're following or subscribing. That way you can be here, and that way you don't miss the discussions. And I try to put everything good at the beginning of the video so you don't have to go looking for it. So let me just walk through my first theory about what's going on, because I do think the Redfall delay that has been rumored, the internal 6-week delay into May, I think is related to this. I think it's possible that we're looking at a lack of confidence in Redfall, and they want to start the year strong with Starfield. If you haven't heard the theories, there are theories floating around that Starfield is basically going to land in March or April, which would be insanely fast, in my opinion, after the delay out of November. That's not very many months, unless it was purely a strategic delay. If they were mainly delaying this game just to give themselves more time to sort of have like a very strong year, let's just push everything to 2023. I feel like March and April is extremely fast, but let's just imagine that's what's happening. That's right in front of Redfall. And I think Matt Booty said less than about a month ago, I'm recording this on like January the 4th while I'm going live on the 4th, what Matt Booty said about Redfall's going to come out, and then as we look down the calendar, then we have Starfield, right? Like, why on earth would they suddenly launch Starfield ahead, like bump it up the calendar and have Redfall after it? That would be really strange to make that decision that suddenly. The way that he talked about it, in my opinion, it was pretty clear that Redfall was going to come first ahead of Starfield. It would basically take a ton of attention away from Redfall. Now, it'd be a great way to overshadow a weak launch of a game that just isn't ready for the primetime kickoff of the year. Like, if they really want to kick off the year strong, maybe they're looking at Redfall and saying, no, this thing is not ready for primetime. We want to start the year with Starfield. Now, I don't know if Bethesda has that kind of flexibility. I imagined that Starfield was going to come later in the year, in November, and they just weren't going to be able to make good on that first half of 2023 promise. But then the Bethesda help page went live for Starfield and reconfirmed that Starfield is landing first half of 2023. It seems very sudden after what Matt Booty said, so something either happened with Redfall, or this theory is just wrong and Starfield's not coming out ahead of it. Because if Redfall lands in May, there's very little calendar between now and May for a game to launch, and March is incredibly full. Fans are speculating about an April the 12th launch. According to thegamer.com, a number of players pointed out on Reddit that April the 12th is the International Day of Human Spaceflight. So perhaps they're going to try to land then and make it very meaningful. But that's right on top of May. That's right up against when Redfall would be launching. I would imagine if you only have really three big titles coming out this year, you've got Starfield, Redfall, and Forza Motorsport, you'd probably want to spread them out. I think there's two possibilities. If it lands in April, it's because Redfall is in a bad enough state that they kind of want it to be overshadowed. They want that to be sort of forgotten. They want everybody to remember just how good Starfield is. That'll be a good year for Bethesda, be a good year for Xbox. The other possibility is if it lands in April of 2023, it's because they're just not concerned with two of their big titles stepping all over each other, which kind of feels like incompetence. Why would you take these two titles that everybody's been waiting for and smash them together within literally a month of each other? That seems like a terrible decision. The other possibility here, let's just trot out another theory, the help page that went live is just using placeholder text. It's just garden variety copy paste. Starfield will launch on the Xbox Series S and S in the first half of 2023. And if that's just placeholder text, maybe we're creating a lot of smoke where there's no fire, and that this game is actually not coming out in the timely manner that everybody was hoping for. That means we would see Redfall land in May, likely see Forza Motorsport land in the summer, and then my contention has been that Starfield will land in November. They really need this thing to land very, very strongly, and I would imagine give it almost an entire year delay, November of 2022 all the way to November of 2023. This would allow Redfall to breathe, have some time in the sun. If it's a good game, isn't that what you want? Isn't that something that you want? That rhythmic feel for Game Pass, that your big day-and-date titles are spread out throughout the year instead of two of them landing within 4 weeks of each other. April is so close, they would need to start talking pretty soon and showing stuff in line with how Bethesda typically markets their games. We know they like to hold things until that, 5th month window, roughly. At least that's according to Todd Howard. Redfall landing in May and Starfield landing in June 1 month later is another possibility to make good on the first half of the year, to make good on the everything shown in the Xbox Bethesda showcase is coming in the next 12 months. That again is right on top of Redfall. That's like a month later. That just doesn't seem like a down the calendar distance. Matt Booty says, hey, look, we got Redfall, and then as we look down the calendar, we have Starfield. That betrays something in my mind. That he's communicating there that there is space in between these game launches, that they're not going to be right on top of each other. If the 6-week internal delay for Redfall is to be believed, then Redfall was going to be late March or early April, okay? That could make sense of his down the calendar. Maybe that was the original plan. Redfall's going to land late March, early April, and then 2 months later, you have Starfield. I think that makes a little bit more sense. With Redfall now landing in May, it may have led to a shuffle, like, hey, we got to shuffle up from June and start the year with Starfield, which just seems crazy. The size and scope of a game like Starfield suddenly getting moved that easily just doesn't seem likely. I would imagine it getting moved further into the year, not bumped up. I mean, if you look at the scope of what they're going to let you do in this game, I'm not seeing something that they could just suddenly be like, oh yeah, that's totally fine. We had our sight set on June, but we'll launch 2 to 3 months earlier than that. I find that to be incredibly unlikely. The last theory that I'm going to trot out here is that there's widespread confusion and a lack of cohesive vision. Let me just track some of the things that have been stated and some of the things that have happened. You have Matt Booty saying what he said, and now we have the opposite messaging and rumors coming out. We got Redfall getting delayed. We have a page on the Bethesda Starfield page confirming first half of 2023 for Starfield, which means Starfield's either right around the corner or it's going to launch right up against Redfall. That contradicts what Matt Booty said. Phil Spencer said he likes to let teams set their own date and own their own date. This is after Todd Howard said that the date was set in ink, okay? So we've got 3 big players now, Matt Booty, Phil Spencer, and Todd Howard, all seemingly working on different wavelengths of information. At least that's what it seems like. This feels similar to the announcement that Starfield was going to be at Gamescom with new footage, and then they walked that back. Oh no, we're just going to show the same trailer we've already shown, and then they removed the announcement altogether, and it was like they showed up and basically just interacted with the people that were there. They didn't show anything to the people that were watching the streams of Gamescom, which just felt very strange. It's like, you don't have anything to show, you don't have any interviews to do, no conversations to be had. Why? What is going on? This feels very similar to that. It's like somebody shot off this help page, use that placeholder text about Starfield landing in the first half of 2023, just like they shot off placeholder text for Bethesda showing up with new footage to Gamescom, and I'm worried they're going to have to walk it back. I'm worried that help page is inaccurate. If the help page is just another accidental post like Gamescom, then we're going to see massive disappointment from people. They're like, hey, you guys just reconfirmed all the headlines, all the blogs, all the journalists, in quotations, journalist. All the YouTubers are like, confirmed early 2023, first half of 2023. Everybody's running with that headline. I ran with the headline release date confusion because that's where I sit. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. This game is shrouded in mystery and cryptic information. There's performance issues in the trailer. It's supposedly going to be launching very, very soon, and I would be responding pretty quickly if I was in charge. But the silence and the lack of clarity is likely related to the incoming Xbox showcase, which has yet to be officially given a date. They've essentially said we're going to be doing a big showcase about 2023. Xbox in 2023 is apparently aiming and ramping up to have a very big year. So maybe the silence is related to that. I don't want to pretend that the silence is indicative of something. It's most likely indicative of the fact that they just don't want to say anything before the showcase. I would imagine the showcase is going to happen sometime in January and give us hard dates. Give us dates for Redfall. Give us a date for Starfield. And Forza Motorsport. There's also like 40-something games hitting Game Pass. That's another thing that I know Xbox is going to want to trot out. And that's likely right around the corner. What remains to be seen is just how soon will we be playing Starfield, and are they using it to overshadow Redfall with its internal delay? In my opinion, not giving me a lot of confidence in it and making me concerned about having another shaky year for the Xbox platform. If you guys like this show open, my opening monologue, we do the show a little bit different now. Now it's time to interact with a live chat. You guys over here on the talk are asking questions. Is Obsidian still owned by an independent company? I actually don't know. Keep smacking the screen and giving me likes over here. Thanks for watching on the talk. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, strong turnout already. And man, I want to hear from you. What in the world is going on with Starfield? Smash that like button. I bet you we could have 200 likes already. Let's put the member goal up. Member goal, every 25 members, I gift 5 members. We had a huge day yesterday. Help us hit that goal every day. You can gift one, you can gift many, and that is a great way to support what we are doing. And just going to say, however, the amount of withdrawal is 0 is taking no time to place until we are. Sorry if you have any questions, please let us know. So you're not going. So I can't be paid the 500 you owe me. That doesn't make any sense. This plate is literally saying, we're sorry for the confusion. We can see this is the total earnings for sales. However, the amount to withdraw is 0 as no sales have taken place since May. We're sorry for the inconvenience. Like, I've never withdrawn the money. Like, check your own stats. What the heck? This plate is still being weird. Anyway, let's talk about Starfield. Not gonna lie, Game Pass is looking really good for the first 3 months. Atomic Heart's Wolong, that's a big deal. Oh my gosh, bro. I don't even want to talk about Atomic Heart, man. I have a lot of concerns about that game. They posted on Insta and Twitter, Hogwarts Legacy Twitter. About what? What exactly are you talking about? Apparently, you can turn enemies into chickens. Oh, in the battle arenas. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. If you're watching over here on the talk, you can hit that star and become a subscriber. You can get a little joystick next to your name. We need 3 more to hit my goal of 10. Appreciate that. Did you research it finally? I didn't do a ton of research, but I did a reaction video to an article about it. I don't know what the heck's going on with that game. We've got an upload coming today about the day before, and then I've got another recorded video about Atomic Heart. So let's just not sidetrack. This is about Starfield, the release date. What on earth do you guys think is going on? Is Jedi Survivor going to be an Xbox exclusive? No, it's a multi-platform game. You'll be able to play it everywhere. It's next-gen only, though. You will not be able to play it on the old-gen consoles. You'll only be able to play it on next-gen consoles. So PC, Series X, PS5, Series S. I think it will be delayed again, says Captain Steve. Why? The first date they gave was on the ship dash, set in video, not in ink. I trust Todd about as much as I trust his taste in jackets. I actually like his jackets. Captain Steve taking some swings this morning at Todd's Fashion Sense. Oh, man, you guys got to get your Frickmas orders in. Get your Reforge Roast orders in. I'm going out of town tomorrow. I'll be gone. Streams will resume on the 10th. Streams will resume on the 10th. You're only missing 2 days this week and 2 days next week. If something tectonic happens today, I'll do a show tomorrow morning, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Preacher says, is it lack of competence or lack of confidence? It doesn't matter to me how it ends up being. The result will be a crap show. That's kind of where Creature lands. He's like, listen, they either don't know what the frick they're doing, and they're going to launch these two titles right on top of each other, which is just seemingly stupid, or it's a lack of confidence, and they think Redfall's going to fall flat on its face, and they want to overshadow it, right? It's either lack of confidence in Redfall, or it's just total incompetence. It's like, what are y'all doing? Are you going to slam your 3 biggest releases for 2023 in the first 6 months? Like, does Xbox actually think that's a good idea to release Forza Motorsport, Starfield, and Redfall all in the first half of 2023, and then what? Ride the rest of the year on Game Pass? Like, is that their big plan? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. Wouldn't you want to space these titles out? I think their assurance that everything they showed in the Xbox Bethesda showcase is coming in the next 12 months, that was a stupid thing to do. I honestly think that was stupid. So you're going to do everything in the first half of 2023? What about the rest of your games? What about the rest of the stuff? Is it true it's supposed to... Here, let me slide to the right so I can see the text a little bit easier. Is it true there's supposed to be a huge expansion for Modern Warfare 2 this year? There is supposed to be a big DLC this year. Yes, a paid DLC for Modern Warfare 2. We have no info on that as of now. There'll be classic maps and stuff coming back too when that finally drops. Yo, what's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. That's assuming that they don't have more big first-party games coming out other half of the year. Ray, listen, I welcome that. I 100% welcome that. If Xbox wants to do an Xbox showcase to kick the year off, then great. Like, and if they say in that showcase, we got so many games coming this year, then awesome, show it to me. I'm here for that, brother. The cutoff for coffee orders will be today at 1 p.m. Yeah, okay, thanks, Creature. Yeah, if you guys are going to order Reforge Roast, we have our own coffee. You're watching Reforge Gaming, and Reforge Roast is ours. If you want to support me in the business, support my family, it's basically my wife and kiddo ship it to you. You're not buying from some big sponsor. It's ours. Oop, hitting my boom. And you need to order before today at 1 if you're going to order any. Thoughts on this guy? Should he have a recurring role? I'm not even sure who you're talking about. To be fair, Redfall and Starfield are different kinds of games and may not have much overlap in player base. Well, no, hang on, though, Joel. Hang on. My argumentation has absolutely nothing to do with the game's similarities. It's that Microsoft apparently has 3 big first-party titles coming. 2 of them are coming from Bethesda. Why would you put them right on top of each other? Like, that, it doesn't matter that they're different. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine Blizzard doing that? Being like, yeah, here's Diablo 4, and then a couple of weeks later doing something massive with one of their other titles. You would spread that out. I don't know. This makes me think that you're going to see a big drop in Redfall. If Starfield release date is earlier in the year than Redfall, then they have no confidence. They have no confidence in Redfall. That would be my thought. You got no confidence in that title. You think that thing's apparently gonna bomb. Your kids help with shipping, have images of mini Reforged juiced on coffee, zipping and stuffing them in boxes. Yeah. No, they write thank you notes. Yeah, we don't really put pictures of them anywhere. We kind of let them have their, their privacy, but they give you guys little thank you notes in the bags. Butter says, at this point, I don't know if Bethesda or Microsoft is steering the ship for Starfield at this time. They're all in Bethesda character, but also the Microsoft would need to do is make sure the ship does not sink. That's what I'm saying. It's like, who's calling the shots here? Derek said something a second ago. My worry is it comes out before it's ready and they do the apology routine with slowly fixing and maybe half of what's wrong while fingers get pointed every which way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's Redfall? Redfall is a 4-player co-op game with, like, vampires in it. It's kind of like Borderlands meets Left 4 Dead. Like, kind of. But it's going to be weird. You know what I'm saying? What option do they have, says Hilly? They've backed themselves into a corner with the June 2022 showcase. They said everything will be out inside 12 months back in June. Starfield was delayed from 2022. Why would Redfall make room for it? It has to land before June. I don't think it has anything to do with confidence with Redfall. This is because Starfield missed its launch date. Yeah, but why does it back them into a corner, Hilly? Why? They don't need to honor a Starfield release date that was never stated. If they're willing to move a date that was set in ink, you better believe they're willing to move a generic first half of 2023. I mean, I don't think so. You got Todd Howard saying that the Starfield release date is set in ink, and a month later it gets delayed. Okay? So their generic sort of everything that you saw in this Xbox Bethesda showcase is coming out in 12 months, and then they have little asterisks and things and placards that say, oh yeah, it's coming out first half of 2023. They will 100% move that date if they feel they need to. They already moved it twice. A 5-spot from Raymond. Here, let me turn the alerts on. There we go. Thank you, Raymond, for the $5 tip. Xbox needs a good 2023. This is coming from an Xbox fan. That's right. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Thank you for the first super chat of the day. Let's get our first member of the day and our first coffee order of the day. Let's get a sub over here on the talk, man. Let's do it. Let's have a strong day. I suspect Redfall is going to drop in the fall. Quarter 4, probably October. Why? I suspect Starfield is dropping quarter 2. You know, I never considered theorizing that Redfall's internal 6-week delay could get extended, and they'll just bump that to the second half of the year and let Starfield have the first half. I don't know. All signs point to a May release. A 2-spot from Space Dovahkiin. We really doubting legendary Bethesda Game of the Year makers? Why would we not doubt Bethesda? You think their track record is that squeaky clean? Really? Do we need to talk about the bugs? I mean, I think the bugs get overstated, but do we need to talk about the bugs? Do we need to talk about, like, Fallout 76? I'm not sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, these guys have a track record of launching games that are perfectly polished and ready to go. Except they're known for the opposite. They're known for the exact opposite. They're not known for launching games that are super duper ready to go. Like, Game of the Year makers. Yeah, what what Game of the Years do they have? Since what, New Vegas? I mean, they have more Game of the Year than 99% of the industry. They do? What are their Games of the Year? Fallout 76 was a blip. Todd didn't even want to make it. Listen, I will readily admit, right? I will readily admit that Fallout 76 gets used like a weapon against them. I thought Skyrim and Fallout 4 were good games, and I think the bugs get overstated. But don't sit here and tell me that I should have confidence in the release of a Bethesda game. Don't tell me that. What are you talking about? Skyrim and Fallout 3 won Game of the Year. So are we quarterback glory daying this? Is that what we're doing? Really? You want to go all the way back to Skyrim and Fallout 3? Really? That's how far back you got to go to be like, man, they've won Game of the Year. Really? Did Fallout 4? Did Fallout 76? They have a gameplay trailer with performance issues in it. Why do you have this level of confidence? I'm not slamming them. I'm not sitting here saying that they're terrible. I'm saying we have a reason to be worried. I don't think worry or concern is unwarranted given their history. Their history's shaky, bro. And not only is it shaky, they go from saying the date set in ink to it's coming out sometime next year in the first half. And now we got all these signs pointing to, well, no, actually maybe second half. Oh, no, what? Maybe they're going to bump the release date to cover how bad Redfall is. Bethesda's a joke, like all major developers. They're contempt. Contempt? So I don't know if you're using the appropriate word there, but I don't think all major developers are a joke at this point. I think plenty of big developers are doing great. Santa Monica and From Software set bars they can't hit. I mean, I don't know if I will necessarily agree with that. I think plenty of games are going to come out that can hit the level of open world greatness that we got in Elden Ring. I think you can get really, really great single player games, right? I love Tiny Tina's Zelda. Yeah, that's probably one of the best Borderlands games to come out. I think Tiny Tina's game is better than friggin' Borderlands 3. It's got to be important for Microsoft to have a successful Starfield launch. That was my theory, was that all eyes are on Starfield. I don't think... Any time we've considered covering Redfall, we haven't done it. There is almost no search volume and no interest in Redfall. No one... Anytime you saw Redfall in the headlines, guess what they attached it to? Starfield. Like even Redfall can't really stand on its own in the press circuit. Like they don't anytime Redfall got delayed, what does it mean for Starfield? Like nobody ran for the most part. There was almost no pure Redfall stories. It was Redfall delayed, what does this mean for Starfield? Because they know, well, that's going to get you to click. Even the gaming news outlets know you are not going to click on something about Redfall. You're not. You just simply won't. It looks like a crappy Left 4 Dead clone. Starfield and Redfall were time framed in the first half of 2023 about 6 months ago. Why is this a problem now? No one's saying it's a problem now. No. You might have come in midstream and missed what I said. Let me package it for you, right? Let me give you a quick summary here. In my opinion, Redfall being delayed into May, and that meaning that either Starfield gets bumped out of June, because I do think that was a likely release date for Starfield was June, and then having suddenly, Redfall's going to land in May and be right on top of Starfield, let's bump Starfield. That would mean that, did Starfield even really need the delay? Just how much do you think Bethesda was able to do with, November to December, December to January, January to February, and then we're talking about a March or April release. 4 months? A game this size? A game this size, and they got an extra 4 months? Like, what are they doing? Are they optimizing? Are they fixing bugs? Like, what are they doing? You ready to be a cowboy? Hey, what's good, mid-tier? Here, I'll slide the text over so I can see it. I'm ready. I'd love to see that 7 out of 10 over here hit a 10. I'd love to see some members. Guys, we're having a huge day. Great day. It's a great day to gift some members. If you want to pay it forward to the community, if we hit 25 members on the day, I gift 5. By the way, you can just join. You don't need to do gifted. You can just become a member all on your own. So, consider doing that today. Bethesda fixing bugs, yeah, right. I'm actually really excited for Redfall. I'm about over zombies. The day before such a live game. If you want to check out my YouTube channel, Reforge Gaming, I'll have an upload today about the day before. Yay, there it is. Look at that. Oh, look at how fancy that cowboy hat is. Thank you so much. That's so hilarious. We can't give Bethesda full credit for Skyrim and Fallout being played that much over 10 years when 78% of the reason is the mod community. Well, no. Skyrim, right? Skyrim was actually quite an impressive game at the time. I think people overstate just how much the modding community helped Skyrim. Now, yes, they pulled that game into the future. Like, if you want to play Skyrim and have it feel like a present-day game, you can do that. But at the time that game came out, I completely refuse to accept a narrative that, like, that game was so bad, the modding community saved it. Bull. I played Skyrim on my Xbox and had an amazing experience. I mean, I couldn't stop playing it. Bugs and glitches in a game that size, I just think most people are like, well, of course there's going to be little bugs and glitches. The game's friggin' enormous. They're doing something that's unprecedented at the time, right? Fallout 4, I think many people had a similar attitude. Big game, massive systems. There wasn't a lot of stuff going on back then at that size. So I don't necessarily think that we can continue to do that. Now, the reason that I was pushing back on Space Dovahkiin being like, what are we worried about? Bethesda's, their Game of the Year makers. I'm like, the frick are you talking about? What are you talking about? There's two things going on. Number one, You can't have that level. You can't have that level of confidence in Bethesda, but you also can't have this extreme revisionist history to act like, oh, their games have always been so bad when they come out that the modding community saves them. I think both are extremes. They're not accurate representations of reality. You know what I'm saying? I think Bethesda has been a very consistent and very ambitious company, and they've made some incredibly memorable games, but their games have also been hampered by problems and rocky launches largely related to their ambition. Modders are the reason the game is played today. Without mods, Skyrim would be a great game from a bygone era. You're not disagreeing with me. Are you just repackaging what I said and making it look like we're disagreeing? I literally said that. I said, at the time, Skyrim was incredible, and modders have allowed you to play it, and it feels like a present-day game. Like, what? You're not disagreeing with me. I quite literally just said that a moment ago. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's revisionist history to act like, well, Skyrim was only good back then because of modders. No, modders allow you to play the game in the present day, and it feels like a present-day game. They didn't save the game. They didn't save Fallout 4 either. Like, Fallout 4 had problems, sure, it had bugs, but it wasn't in this incredibly horrible state that everyone's like, this game is so bad, when will the modders save us? Like, modders have done something similar with Fallout 4. Comments are on sub only? No, they're not. Oh, on Reforge Gaming they are. Subscribing is free on YouTube. Just subscribe so you can talk on my chat. If you haven't subscribed yet today here on YouTube, do it. Smash that thumbs up button. Smash the like button. Gift some members. Let's go. Let's get it going. Let's have a strong day. Let's see if we've gotten any new subscribers today over here. Yeah, we've gotten a couple new people hanging out, chatting, being awesome. Thanks so much. Not even at the time. Skyrim holds weight even now. Yeah, it holds weight even now. Like, it's an amazing game. Reforge, look at Xbox Game Pass tweet from 3rd of January. It might be teased. Confirm. No, I thought that. No, No. And quit spamming. Golly geez, Rising Alex. Is this your first day in a chat? You're literally spamming. Like, stop. You can say it once. I'll read it if I think it's worth reading. Sichuan just got a gifted member from Lido. Lido's going to start us off with our first gifted member of the day. Nobody wants to leave that little lonely one over there hanging out. Let's go. Let's get some people to jump on top of it. No, I thought the same thing, Rising Alex. Right? You don't really do streams? All right. You can repeat your question or comment after it's left the chat. Like, if I don't respond to your question or comment and you think it's worth stating again, that's totally fine. Let it leave the chat, please. Like, oh, it's out of the chat. I'm going to ask again, right? Can I get a shout out for my birthday? Happy birthday. Here's what I'm going to say to you, though, Rising Alex. I thought the same thing, but if you actually look at the full list in the tweets, it doesn't work. Because there are games that are supposedly coming out in like February and March that are all the way at the bottom of the tweet thread. So I don't think that tweet thread is like a hint about the release order of the Xbox Game Pass games. I don't think it is. Don't get me wrong. I hope Starfield is a return to form for Bethesda. That would be awesome, but I'm not convinced. I'm convinced that this game will be an excellent RPG, okay? I'm convinced it will be an excellent RPG. My primary concern is still, to this day, performance. Is it going to run like a just absolute slog of a game? Yo, 5 gifted members from Cybersword. Creature made an observation yesterday. He's like, so many more people are gifting. It's not all the same people. I love to see the community really taking some ownership, man, and getting involved. Become a member on your own, man. Hit that join button. Try out my members-only content and my members-only Discord for a month. It's $5. Or if you can't afford it, be here as often as you can. Mosin, P-Funk, Mantic, Elaine, and TR-Man all got gifted members from Cybersword. It's a great reason to be here. If you're like, man, I don't think I've ever even been here that many times. Why did I get a gifted member? Just hang out, hit subscribe, check out the members-only content we do every day. There were a lot of bugs and glitches at the launch for Skyrim and Fallout 4. Bethesda's gotten a lot of passes from the community because they were the only one making that type of open world game. What is are you just going back and restating stuff? What is happening, Corey? I said that. I said the same thing. I said, of course, when we were playing Skyrim, we overlooked the bugs and the glitches because we're like, there's no other games back then that you could play like that. Fallout 4 was in a similar position. I just said that. What is happening? I'm sure Bethesda, he's got to be behind. I don't know what's going on. He's like just saying the things that I've said. I'm sure Bethesda will have to patch Starfield several times after launch. Oh yeah, I mean that's not an indicator of anything. Of course it'll be patched. Lono, are you sure you're live? Yeah, am I not live? Am I stuck in a time loop or something? Like what's going on? He's freaking tripping me out. You either love Bethesda or you hate it. This kind of discourse is my favorite thing about this channel. I don't know what is happening. I'm scared to agree on here. Yeah, don't agree with me, shiny red flag. Don't you dare. Don't you dare come in here and agree with me. This is a disagreeing channel. So you better bring the disagreement or get the frick out. Well, I was going to watch that guy. I really liked a lot of what he was saying. But hey, oh my gosh, he only wants people to disagree with him. He was extremely rude and discourteous to the chat. Anybody who agreed with him was scolded. Opinions get you banned. I remember that guy. He got really rude recently. I don't know if he's still around. Why would they move Starfield to the second half of 2023 and not Redfall? As far as I can tell, it's not a release date for Redfall. There is no set release date for Redfall. Okay, so Zoe, let me catch you up. Let me catch everybody up. If you're just tuning in and you're interested in the Starfield release date news, I'm going to do everything I can to catch you up, okay? All right, here we go. The Starfield release date at this moment in time is still unknown. So is the Redfall release date. However, there's been a lot of smoke rising from the cracks in the surface, I guess. We got a Redfall internal delay rumor. 6 weeks of internal delay landing in May. You'll be able to play early access, I think, in late April. Okay, so that's the first thing that starts to happen. So that gets everybody buzzing about, okay, what's going to happen with Starfield? Because if Redfall gets pushed back, many of us were speculating that if Starfield was going to land in the first half of 2023, it would be the latest arrival. It needs the most time to cook. It's seemingly the biggest game that they're releasing, right? You've got, Redfall, you got Starfield, and you got Forza Motorsport. I mean, this game is the bigger game. This is the more ambitious game. So I think it stood to reason that many of us thought, okay, we're going to see Starfield the latest down the line. Some were even speculating that Starfield was going to get delayed to November. That's what I was thinking. I was like, they're going to give this game a full year delay from November 2022 to November 2023. Yo, Lazaro with a $2 tip. Reforgers, what happens if they flop? Oh my gosh, we're not even talking about that just yet. So, okay, so are there any rumors of early access for Redfall in April? I hadn't heard that. Yes. So the rumor is, Zoe, and this I have a whole theory about this, a whole potential talk show about this. I think Microsoft is going to do what I said they need to do. I think they're just going to do it in a different way, right? In my video about what does Xbox need to do in 2023, what was one of my points? I said they need to foster a ecosystem and culture of spending, and I'm going to tell you right now how they're going to do it. Early access. You can play Redfall day and date on Game Pass, or you can buy it, buy the deluxe edition, the whatever, and you can buy it and you can play it early. That's how they're going to foster a spending culture. That's another day. That's another discussion. That's a whole nother debate. That's Xbox and Game Pass, business philosophy. What are they going to do to foster a spending culture? I don't want to hijack this stream to talk about that, but I think that's coming, okay? So, apparently, according to rumors, you will be able to play Redfall early if you buy, the deluxe edition or something. So, play it day and date on Game Pass when it releases, or play it early if you're one of the people who's, actually buying it. Now, what that means is is if Starfield is landing in the first half of 2023, you got to track with the logic here. It gets a little confusing. I'm going to try and make it crystal clear here. It gets wild. Even in my show open, I was having to keep it all straight, all the different theories that we've walked out here with. If Redfall has indeed been delayed 6 weeks, and Starfield is still coming in the first half of 2023, that means Starfield is either landing in June or it's landing really friggin' soon. It's landing in like March or April. And if it lands in April, it's right on top of Redfall. If it lands in March, it's like, wait a minute, you delayed Starfield into a year where it's going to cost more money. By the way, you delayed the game into 2023 so that you could have an extra 4 months of development? That's all you needed? I'm thinking, 6 months of extra development would be pretty good. 6 or 7 months. If Starfield lands in June, that's over half a year of development, right? That's why a lot of us were saying, I kind of feel like Starfield's going to land in November. They're just going to quietly be like, hey, we really want this game to land as good as possible, so we really feel that the November release date is the most sensible release date. That gives them like an entire extra year of development, right? So again, the logic tracks. If the Starfield release date is the first half of 2023 and Redfall has in fact been delayed to May, then you're either launching Starfield right after Redfall in June or right before it in April. Ordered coffee. It's my birthday on the 7th. Slip a giant Lego set in the bag for me, buddy. You might need a bigger bag. I'll make you a deal, Zubair. If somebody orders the Harry Potter thing off the wish list, the Lego thing off the wish list, I will 100% put a surprise minifig in someone's coffee order. Maybe it'll be Zubair, right? Maybe it'll be somebody else. Somebody's going to get a random Lego minifig. Oh, there we go. That's the deal. If someone hooks me up with that Harry Potter thing, because we really want to get that thing before Hogwarts comes out, you can like make all of the Hogwarts crests. Somebody's going to get a random minifig in their coffee order using that FOMO. That's right. Thank you, Zubair. Here's the coffee order. 3 bags of the dark roast. My man, he's all about that Team Dark. I'm commenting on his coffee choices. Nothing else. I was watching that guy's stream, man. He told people that he was on Team Dark. It seems a little offensive. Starfield, the game, does not matter. The press wants it to be a win, so it will be a win. What? What? No. Why do you think that? Do you honestly think that the gaming press wanted Cyberpunk to be amazing? Was it? Have a good trip, Lono. Thank you, Cody Biscuits. Thank you so much, Cody Biscuits, for 8 months. Lono will be looking forward to some great shows when you return. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for that membership. Thanks for all the support over here on the talk. Almost 4,000 likes over here. We just hit 200 likes on YouTube, and we've got 6 members already. Keep it going. Thank you guys so much. Yo, what's good, Mo? All right, Mo's big Xbox guy. What's going on, Mo? What's happening? You going on a trip? Yes, the trip that we were supposed to take in December, like for early Christmas, is now like a sort of a late Christmas. We're gonna be in Florida, and I'm gonna be gone Thursday, Friday this week, and Monday, Tuesday next week. So streams will resume. Streams will resume on the 10th. Desynced audio versus video. Try refreshing. There's almost 500 people here, and no one else is saying that, so it's likely something that will be fixed with a simple refresh. 6K likes. Yeah, you guys want 6K likes? I'm only seeing 3.7K. 6K likes now? Yeah, I'm only seeing 3.7. It must be glitched out if you're seeing 6K. That's for the deluxe edition. Oh, you guys are talking about something else. Oh, yeah, the 72 hours of early access for Hogwarts. Yeah. Redfall is going to be different than that. Why not delay Redfall to November if they really want to release Starfield the next 6 months? That's what I'm saying, Vigil. Like, if you're gonna make a game if you're gonna take a game and make it expendable, then make it expendable. Just bump Redfall, like, you know what I mean? Hey, another cowboy hat. Thank you so much, middle tier. I appreciate that so much. Reforge Talk, what's good, 50 cents? A $5 tip from Black Manta Super Chat on YouTube says, I say late April or early June for Starfield. I think Microsoft stays away from May, Zelda. Late June, Final Fantasy. Makes sense to me. Okay, listen to what you're saying, though, Black Manta. Track with me here. If Starfield lands late April or early June, in between those dates is May, when we're supposedly getting Redfall. Weird, same. Oh, well. I mean, I don't know why you'd be getting an audio desync. I don't have a way. I mean, I guess I could pull it up on my own computer. I don't know why you'd be getting an audio desync. Is anybody else having an audio desync? I can't check it on my thing. Hey, another order of coffee. The triple threat to geek to sneak. You guys save a little bit if you get all three flavors, or if you do the best of both worlds. Nope. Fine on my end. Okay, yeah. I don't know. If nobody's having any issues, there's no sense in me checking it on my end. That's not going to do anything. Audio's fine. Okay. I'm going to check one thing. No, yeah, I still have it set. I've not changed any of my settings. Yeah. No desync for me on mobile. Yeah. I don't know. The hat's wicked. Yeah. It's pretty funny. Thank you for all of the new subscribers today. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for finding me today. If you found me, it looks like most of the people found me today from browse or from suggest. What that means is I was either on your homepage or you saw my video suggested to you on another page. I really appreciate you clicking on my stream, and if you did that and you want to continue to hang out and you don't want to miss my coverage of Starfield news or anything else going on, make sure that you hit subscribe. Are you always live on Talk at the same time as YouTube? We are trying at 50 cents. You were on my 4-year page. Oh, well, thank you for clicking. I am going to continue to try to stream in both places. I really want to unlock the ability to be horizontal on the Talk and use like Restream. And one of the ways that I could do that is if over here on the Talk we get that support. We got to see those subscribers. So hit the star, do the gifts, all those things. That's gonna give us that ability. Because it's gonna cost. It's not. We have to spend money to do that. Like I can't. Right now I'm just streaming through my phone. But if I start restreaming so that both platforms get the same broadcast, like that actually costs me money. And I don't know what kind of reception we're gonna get on the Talk. It's a very different audience over there. But I really do feel like what we do, I think, could be well received over here. I think we do put on a high quality show. One of the main reasons we want to restream is like I want to be able to look at this camera. Or when this cool stuff happens, I have a second camera. I want to be able to look at the camera and show gameplay and have that all show up in the broadcast for everybody. Redfall makes the most sense to be delayed, says Gale. If there is a Microsoft game show this month, fingers crossed, both get a date somewhat locked in. I think there is a Microsoft showcase. I think there's an Xbox showcase 2023 this month. I think there is. And I agree with Gale that if you're going to delay something, look, man, if you're going to delay something, then delay Redfall. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave Starfield alone. You know what I mean? Like, leave Starfield alone, bro. Like, I just don't think so. In my mind, it's like, why would you not move Redfall? Redfall has absolutely, in my opinion, Redfall likely has virtually no bearing on the success of the Xbox platform over the next, I don't know, let's just say the next year, right? If people are actually going to be looking at the Xbox platform and thinking about success and how strong is the platform and how many games can I play and how good is Game Pass, I'm here to friggin' tell you, Starfield's way more important than Redfall. I'm sure all 5 Redfall fans are devastated, says Wheezy. Waiting for Redfall? Also, how can you call it a delay if there was no official date? Which delay are you talking about, Big Mad Mo? The Spicy Shorts, big fan. Oh, it could be worth to upload those great YouTube shorts. Well, we do. We do. You're constantly appearing on my For Your page as well. I think it's working. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching over here, supporting, smashing the screen to give me likes. I greatly appreciate it. I really, really do. I would love to unlock the ability to restream for you guys so that you would feel more included. I'd have a unified chat. When I look at my really nice Sony camera, I'd be looking at you instead of having to split my attention. You'll see Redfall succeed and Starfield fail? I don't think so. Redfall? Okay, Mo, I know that I'm not like super duper careful every time I say stuff, but I absolutely do my best to be very careful and say things accurately. And the Redfall delay is an internal delay, right? That's what all the headlines were. Rumors of an internal delay of Redfall by 6 weeks, right? So, no one's saying, oh my gosh, what a joke. Redfall got delayed. Like, no one's running negative press about a Redfall delay as if we had a promised release date. What people are saying is like, hey man, they apparently internally delayed this and they're targeting this May date. Not only are they targeting this May date, you'll apparently be able to buy it for early access. And when you buy it for that early access, you'll be able to play like late April, okay? What that creates for Starfield is the more interesting discussion, right? I've seen close to zero marketing for Redfall. Exactly, Matt. Like, this creates an interesting situation for Starfield. Internal has nothing to do with us. I'm going to bite my tongue. I'm going to paint you the picture, Mo, of why it matters to us. And why I'm doing a stream to almost 500 people as you act like we shouldn't be talking about it with a badge next to your friggin' name. This is why we're talking about it. It creates an interesting situation for Starfield. Because Starfield has been promised to land in the first half of 2023, okay? If it's going to land in the first half of 2023, and Redfall has now been pushed to May, what does that mean for Starfield? Starfield is either landing in June, which is like right after Redfall, or it's going to land before Redfall. And given the timing and the year and the marketing, they don't have a whole lot of calendar room. We know they're not going to try to launch Starfield in like January or February. So if it lands in March, that contradicts what Matt Booty said, which means something happened. So if it's coming in March, why did Matt Booty say on a podcast that we've got Redfall, and as we look further down the calendar, we've got Starfield? That's why we're talking about this. It's like, wait a second. This is contrary to what you just previously said, like literally a month ago. Matt Booty said that. And you're like, whoa, this doesn't concern us. It doesn't? They're just shuffling games around like pieces on a chessboard? It's been a while since we've had a good Lono Mo throwdown. All I need is some crazy bet that they will forget the terms of in 6 months. Crap changed? Matt Booty said that before the Redfall delay rumor. That's exactly the point. You guys are there. You're right there. You're right there. You are right there as to why this is a big deal. Something happened. So did something happen with Redfall, and are they basically letting Redfall fall on the sword? If Redfall falls on the sword and they're like, nah, bump it, and now Starfield's earlier. Wait, what? Isn't that going to completely overshadow Redfall? Does that mean they have zero confidence in that game? Is it basically a bad game? What's going on? Why do you have Matt Booty on a podcast acting like Redfall's going to kick off the year? And then further down the counter, you got Starfield. You're right there. It's like, what happened? So that means one of the big three games coming to Xbox, one of the games coming from Bethesda, is apparently just sort of worth throwing away, if that's what's going on. High on Life had no marketing. It's not needed for Game Pass games. Redfall has shown way more than even Starfield. You can't compare Redfall and High on Life because of the games, the companies, and the contracts. Homie, Redfall is owned by Microsoft. What in the frick? It's not even comparable to High on Life. I want them to launch earlier, but I feel like Starfield should be pushed to later to iron out. Yeah, I want I want Starfield to cook as long as it needs to. Starfield devs are making milestones faster. It's ready first. Where have you gotten that information? I've not read that anywhere. How do you know that the Starfield devs are making milestones faster? Where has that been reported, rumored, or whispered about? I've not seen a single thing. We're having a really, really big bump on YouTube. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Starfield release date news as it's related to Redfall, as it's related to the Bethesda help page, where first half of 2023 was basically confirmed by the help page with the new internal delay of Redfall, putting it in May, put Starfield into an interesting position, especially after what Matt Booty said like 3 weeks ago about Redfall coming first. Not reported, but hearing things. Where? Where are you hearing things? Mo, I've been starving for something to talk about. A rumor, a leak, anything. I've not seen anything about Starfield hitting dev milestones earlier. Where are you hearing this? Here's what I want to see. All cards on the table. I don't care. If it's this year or next, I want Star Tropics 3. High on Life is not a shining example of being a critical and commercial success. Again, and it wasn't own weird take High on Life contender for Game of the Year. No, I think High on Life will get nominated for art direction. I bet you it gets nominated for art direction, and then probably one of the voice actors gets nominated, but I don't think High on Life gets nominated for anything else. How on earth will Starfield release in February? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, like, oh my gosh, there's so many what happened moments right now. Just track with me here. Just track with me here. We're even having a bump over here on the talk. Thanks for watching. Smash the screen, follow the channel, hit the star button. We need 3 more subscribers over here to hit my goal of 10, and maybe that'll help us unlock the ability to stream. Do you do voiceovers? Like voice acting? I would absolutely love to get into voice acting. I think I could do it, but I have no idea where to start. Okay, let's just walk through all of the what happened moments, okay? Let's start with the big one. Happy New Year, Light Leap. Let's start with the big one. You have Todd Howard saying that Starfield's release date is set in ink. And like a month later, hey, number 8. Thank you, Matt, our 8th subscriber over here. Enjoy that joystick next to your name, and you get emojis you could use. Todd Howard says it's set in ink, and then like a month later, it gets delayed. What happened? Then context to that decision is added by Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer comes out and talks about how it was a really, really hard decision to make, and he lets teams own their date. So what conversation happened between Microsoft and Bethesda that apparently Todd Howard was in the dark about? The date's in ink. And then Microsoft and Phil and everybody gets together, and the teams of Bethesda are like, this thing is not ready. Phil's like, we want you to own your date, right? You can delay it, right? We need more folk like you, Matt. Already subbed on YouTube, thought I'd help you over here. Oh, that's super kind. Thank you, Matt. Double dipping. We got a guy double dipping here. Okay, what do we find here? Barrier found xCloud Tim Dog guy on Twitter says Starfield could be March. Can be June. I think June for most possible time. I'm hearing good stuff lately, you would assume. It hit a milestone just recently, I heard, but other than that, it's a toss-up. The game is definitely coming in 23. My guess is June. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, come on. Rumor, Starfield has hit a key milestone and is ready to come out between March and June. So we got 2 people tweeting that. Just, no. That's... All right, hang on. I'll engage with that in a second. Let me continue to go through my what happened, okay? So, I have big question marks. What happened between Todd Howard saying the date set in ink and the delay, and Phil Spencer basically saying we let teams own their date? What happened? What was going on? What's good, Teddy? Second, what happened? They tell us that Starfield is going to be at Gamescom with new footage. And then within 24 hours, they walk that back. And they're like, oh, actually, we're just going to go and show the trailer we've already shown. And then they end up deleting the post because everyone's getting confused. And they don't even do an interview. They don't even do a single interview with respect to, oh, yeah, let's sit down and talk about this game at Gamescom. They just go and basically engage with the public there. They have like a booth, and they had the big robot, and they had the trailer showing. So what happened there? What is going on? You're going to go to Gamescom? You're going to show stuff? The intern didn't get the memo, and they made the post? Like, what on earth is going on? Then Starfield shows up with a release date of December 29th of 2023. Huh? That's not a placeholder date for 2023. Placeholder dates for 2023 are December 31st. What in the world? What's happening? Right? So everybody starts buzzing again about, is this going to get another delay? Thanks for all those likes, Bauer Sox. Good to see you over here. So fast forward to what is got us talking right now. We hear that Redfall's been internally delayed, landing in May. Many of us were speculating that Starfield was going to land in November to get like the full year delay treatment. Combined with the Redfall internal delay into May by 6 weeks, we also get a Bethesda help page for Starfield that has a frequently asked question, when is Starfield releasing? And on top of that, it says the garden variety first half of 2023. So take that. Yeah, I do stream over here now, Pure Lycian. We're trying to get the subs going and the support going, and maybe that'll unlock restreaming abilities for us. So if you guys are watching over here on the talk and you want to support, that's a great way to do it. Smack that star button and become one of my subs over here. So you got to combine the two things. Redfall gets an internal delay, and then Bethesda quietly, maybe on purpose, maybe accidentally, reconfirms first half of 2023 for Starfield. Okay. If Redfall's landing in May, then what in the world is going on with Starfield? If Starfield's still landing first half, it's either landing in June, which is right after Redfall, or, thanks for the roses, middle tier, or it's landing before. Now, Mo's saying March. Some of the community speculated March. Some of the community is now speculating April the 12th, which is like human space flight day or whatever the frick. So, and thank you so much for the gamepad, J-Main. I appreciate that very, very much. You guys are competing for number 1, number 2 gifted badges over here. That's dope. Hey, speaking of gifted, they're gifting over on the talk. You guys can do that down here. If we hit 25, I have to give 5 members of the community. It's a great reason to be here every day watching. If you can't afford a membership, smash like, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're here, right? Help us hit this goal. You don't have to gift a whole batch, by the way. You can gift one, or you can just become a member on your own. You know, you don't got to wait for somebody to gift. You can do it right now. Hit that $sign at the bottom of chat, and it'll let you do that. Human Spaceflight Day as opposed to Gerbil Spaceflight Day? Yeah. Isn't the 23rd have something to do with the Wright brothers? I don't know. Is there anything significant about a March 23rd? Because I saw people saying 3/23/23, right? 3/23/23, which is a Thursday. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm in February. No, it's a Thursday. Yeah, 3/23/23. Are you planning to go for the ninja situation and stream everywhere, or just where it makes sense? It depends on what they do with Twitter, because I know they're trying to monetize that platform, which would be great. It'd be another place to, you know, kind of flex our platform. But primarily, we're, you know, just here. I'm looking into, you know, obviously any platform that'll have us, because I think we put on a great show. But primarily, probably just in these two places. We really, really live on YouTube, but it seems stupid not to stream over here on the talk, because it's a very different audience that'll likely not come to YouTube in great numbers. And there's a support culture over here. People like to support streams over here on the talk. Yo, a 22-month milestone for my man Train, and it's a VIP. Love this community so much. Glad to support Lono and the family. Thank you, Train. Train 2929. He loves to start trains. He does it sometimes. Bet you buckle up if he does, chat. Game Rant has an article that specifically says Starfield to be released after Redfall. Alex Eddy, that's another element of this. You probably just got here, so you may have missed me. I've tried to mention that a couple of times. That article is likely based on the podcast where Matt Booty essentially said that. Matt Booty was like, we've got Redfall, and then as we look further down the calendar, we have Starfield. Or as we look down the calendar, we have Starfield. He used some type of phrasing like that, right? So, if that's all changed, it's all been changed internally, and it literally just happened. Because Matt Booty said that like 3 weeks ago. That literally just happened if they've decided to make that change. Like, as we walked into the new year, they have really significantly shifted things around if Starfield is landing before Redfall. Right? Thank you so much for sending Tucker the Turkey. Narwaffle. The things that you guys make me say over here on this platform. Thank you so much. March 3rd is the inaugural flight into space with Apollo 9. I thought that happened in November. What happened in November? That interview? I swear that was like a month ago. I thought it was in December. Because we ran... did we run that story? I don't think we ran that story because it wasn't like much of a story. Yeah, we're at 8 out of 10 subscribers over here. That's awesome. That was longer than a month ago, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't know. When did he say that? I guess let's get that timeline right. I thought it was literally a month ago. I thought he was on that podcast in December and said that. Because they were basically ramping up and saying, here's everything coming, right? Both platform love. My man, thank you, Train. He subbed in both places. What a killer. What's good, Abe? 23rd is something too, ain't it? That's what I mean. I don't know if March 23rd is something. 323 is the same day the Wright brothers patented their flying thing. The patent number was on the side of the ships in the trailer. Time to Face the Music says 3 Mile Island. Starfield will probably launch in November, but at least we'll get that extra time for polish. Must be chaos over there at Xbox Game Studios. Oh, it was 2 months ago. Hey, Train just sent me 29 2023s, and then J-Main sent me a wide-eye worsty? What the heck is that? 19-month membership. Thank you so much, Lightly. Happy New Year, lots of love. Happy to see it all going strong. Oh, is that our video right there delayed again? We ran it after he said that. Oh, we ran it as an upload. That's right. We didn't run it as a talk show. We ran it as an upload. We covered it November the 23rd. Okay. So let's be fair here. We're about a week out from it being a month, right? This is such a Zoomer platform. I love it. It is very, very different. Let's get 2 more subs on here. Click the star and sub. Thank you so much, Train. That's very kind of you. Okay, so listen. Around Christmas, it had been a month since Matt Booty said that. So we're 6 weeks away from him saying it. Right? It actually came out at the beginning of November. It took us a month to cover that? Okay, so it's been 2 months. That still means, if we're hearing about it now, that the decision likely was made, I don't know, a week ago. So it 2 months after Matt Booty says that, something takes place that changes the order. It's a fun theory. The number SV821393 is printed on the side of one of the ships. This is significant because the number 82193 was the number given to the patent to the Wright brothers' first working flying machine. It's a fitting nod to aviation history, as Starfield will feature quite a bit of players flying through space. The clue to the release date comes from the date of the patent's filing, March 23 of 1903. March 23rd. Yeah, 32323. Yeah. I wish we could send the cowboy hats over here too. It'd be hilarious. Again, Hellblade 2 is releasing in November, December. No, wait, what? Who says who? Says who? I saw reports saying that Hellblade 2 and Avowed are setting their sights on late 23 launches. Oh my gosh, do I doubt that. I severely doubt that. I have cowboy hats, by the way. You guys, I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are. You know, I'll put one on if you guys hit, 3K before the end of the year. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Before the end of the year. Before the end of today. You've come a long way since the Colossus talk. Keep up the great work, my man. 16 months seems short. Thank you so much, Mo, with 16 months and a member plus. The Colossus talk. Oh, are you talking Anthem? Look, Abe and I are young and hip too, like the kids. Yeah, there you go. Putting cowboy hats in chat. We've seen barely any gameplay of Hellblade 2. Hellblade is a smaller, shorter title. Avowed will be late 2024 release at best. It's been restarted a couple of times. I have severe doubts we see Hellblade 2 this year. Personally, I don't want to see it. I would rather that game get as much time as possible. Why would you doubt it if they've already done with mocap? Being done with mocap doesn't mean anything. Hellblade 2 looks incredibly ambitious with Unreal 5. Right? I wish Anthem went right. I hope the Iron Man game gets some elements of it. That'd be amazing. We're closing in. Oh, we've got 7,000 likes over here. You guys are bonkers. Can we hit 300 likes on YouTube? We only need 24 more. You guys are the absolute best. We've had 2 coffee orders, plenty of new subscribers, 6 members so far. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I hope Sony never falls off to where I'm acting like this. 16 months from Solemn. Here's to another year of success. Thank you very much, man. How you know it's short? That's what I'm saying, Mo. Why would Hellblade 2 be short? Hellblade 2 had gameplay in early development. They work fast at Ninja Theory. Okay, hang on a minute. They literally said just last year that they were... Didn't we all get really mad that Hellblade basically showed up to something? Wasn't that last year where they were like, we're getting ready to start up development or something? There's no way. That means that they're going to build the game in less than 2 years? The frick out of here. No way. I don't care how good Unreal 5 engine is. Are you kidding me? You think the dev cycle for Hellblade 2 is like 2.5 years? You don't know what the frick you're talking about. There's no way. There is no way. Hellblade 2 started in 2018. No, it didn't. No, it did not. We have covered that game. We have covered the announcements. They said it was sometime in 2021 that they were done capturing audio and they were prepared to start development. Early stages of development. It's going on 5 years. Oh my gosh. You're going to make me go Google this. Hellblade 2 early development. June 17th of 2021. Hellblade 2 appears to still be in the early phases of development. But they started building it in 2018. No, they didn't. That's not true. That is false. I remember hearing that it was still in the early stages of development and being annoyed and being like, what the frick have you guys been doing? Hellblade 2 came out last week and Unreal 5 isn't ready. That's what I'm saying. Like, literally in the middle of 2021, June of 2021, it was still in the early stages of development. It took them 3 years to get to the early stages of development. Are you freaking kidding me? They basically said that in like 2019 and 2020, they were like capturing sound. They did like a video on them capturing sound. Did you not see the gameplay trailer from 2021? They released that gameplay trailer, and the CEO said they were still in the early stages of development, homie. It took them 3 years to get to the early stages of development? What on earth are you even talking about? They did not start building that game in 2018. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have an aneurysm. I remember when they showed up with that trailer, and then they said that. We were like, what the frick? You're still in the early stages? It's in Unreal 5. No way it started in 2018. Thank you. What are you even talking about? They committed to building it in Unreal 5 well after 2018 when they made that announcement, was it not? They showed the first trailer in 2019. It was a cinematic trailer. Shortly after 2019, they indicated they'd be building the game in Unreal 5. Then they indicated, I believe in 2020, that they were just capturing audio. Then in 2021, they reveal a gameplay trailer, and they say that they're still in the early stages of development. So you think the dev cycle for Hellblade's 2 to 3 years? Yeah, and the sickie happened in 2020. Come on. I'm telling you, man. Listen, I will be shocked out of my chair if Hellblade lands this year. I'm here for Lono's already mid-rant. I miss good stuff. That was 100% gameplay. I believe it was fully rendered. I don't believe that was raw gameplay. Unreal 4.26 was being used, which was transferred to 5, so yes, they were. Okay. I'm going to grant your point that they started building Hellblade 2 in 2018. And then I'm going to say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter! Why does it not matter? Because in 2021, according to their own CEO, they were still in the early stages of development. Because you understand that like 2018, 2019 could have been pre-production. Storyboarding. Sketching out the story. Porting assets to Unreal 5. Right? So they didn't really start development until probably somewhere around 2020 and 2021 is probably when they actually started developing the game. There's no frickin' way. There's no way you're building that game in 3 years. I just have a really hard time believing that. That's a minimum dev cycle of 4 years. It's not a big team. Ninja Theory's not enormous. We'll see at E3. Look at what Schreier said the other day. If a AAA game starts dev today, it's likely PS6. I think he's talking out of his rear end. There's no PS6 dev kits in circulation. Yo, Masterclass, did you become one of the subs over here? I didn't get an alert. Where are we? Are we still 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10? Or did you do it the other day? Oh, no, we're 8 out of 10. You must have did it the other day. Does anyone know any good games to play on Xbox Game Pass? If you like Metroidvanias, check out Ghost Story. Weren't the main actors for Hellblade doing like 2 years of sword combat training before actually starting development? There were so many updates about Hellblade 2. I do not believe that. We're well off course of topic, right? We're well off course, okay? And the reason I think we're off course is because this is what I think's happening. This is what I think's happening. This is my theory. I believe that the Xbox people, the fans, the bloggers, the YouTubers, I really, really do think they're fluffing. I think they're fluffing 2023. If you know what fluffing is, good for you. I think they're being fluffers. I load up the clock and followed you, though. Thank you, Mike Quad. That's what this feels like. It feels like you're trying to make 2023 look bigger than it is. I think you're getting 3, maybe they'll slip in a 4th, right? It was Matt R on Talk, but I'm Masterclass everywhere else, so I just switched my names. Oh, you're good. You're good. That's why it threw me for a loop. I think you get 3 first parties. You get 3 big first-party releases this year. Guaranteed, you get Starfield, Redfall, and Forza Motorsport. They may slip in a 4th. And I think Xbox fans are trying to fluff. We now have another camera setup. That's awesome. We've had that for a while lately. I got a second camera to do the Lego channel, and we decided to use it in the studio too on like a swap. I say this and get banned, but Fluffers is now okay. Oh yeah, you're getting Minecraft Legends. You're getting Minecraft Legends. I don't think Stalker 2 is. I don't think so. I don't think you're getting Stalker 2 this year. No way. What is Starfield? Starfield is a giant, well, seemingly going to be a giant first-party title from Xbox and Bethesda. Age of Empires makes 5. Is Age of Empires paying for exclusivity, or is Age of Empires owned by Microsoft? I can't remember. Third-party lineup is also pretty dope. I actually, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. It is owned by Microsoft? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I actually think Microsoft's going to have a very good year. I do. People think I'm like an anti-Xbox fan. That is not true at all. If this dadgum game comes out and is anywhere close to what they've shown us, that's going to be really, really good for me, like, as a YouTuber. Wishing this to fail is antithetical to what I do. I don't want any of their games to fail. The games that they're promising are games that I would love to play. Starfield and Redfall. Maybe even Minecraft Legends, for crying out loud, right? Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice? Yes. I know you had it a while now, but I love your background setup with the lighting and the plates. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stalker 2 is coming in 2023. You could already pre-order it. So you think pre-ordering something means it's coming out? Hogwarts has entered the chat. But pre-ordering isn't proof of anything, right? It's not proof of anything. I love how smarmy these places get, right? At this point, I'm going to assume that generating more upfront cash and increasing customer attention isn't a priority for you. If that changes, please let me know. No, you know what's not a priority for me? Interacting with scam artists. You could pre-order Stalker last year. Yeah, you could pre-order Stalker last year. Like, listen, man, if you think Stalker 2 is coming this year, then the Lord bear you strength. I don't think you're getting that. What's your current thoughts on the future of Halo Infinite? Man, that is way... Well, no, it's not way off topic. We're talking Xbox. If Season 3 is a failure, it's time to close up shop and launch a new Halo in 4 or 5 years. If Season 3 is a failure for Halo Infinite, then I think you EOL that game in 12 months and you start over in Unreal. I think you leave behind Slipspace and maybe even, if the acquisition goes through, get one of the devs to help out. Get one of your newly owned developers underneath Activision Blizzard to help out, like Sledgehammer or something. Excuse me. Yeah, listen. I think Microsoft's going to have a great year, but I think some of y'all are making predictions about games that I think are incredibly unlikely. I had people in my chat yesterday, and one of them's in here today doing the same thing. Oh, yeah, you're going to get Hellblade 2 and Avowed this year. No, the frick you're not. No, the frick you're not. Listen, if there's anything I know about the fourth quarter of the year, it's a dadgum slip and slide into the next year. There's no way. If you're looking at the fourth quarter of 2023 with all these launches, all these leaks and supposed launches for like Hellblade 2 and Avowed, you're kidding yourself. The fourth quarter of the year is a slip and slide into the next year. So many delays are going to happen. Watch. So many. I just don't believe it. That fourth quarter is precarious. It is known. It is known for stuff slipping right out of the year. I just meant the connection with Microsoft. Oh, yeah. I don't know what Microsoft's going to do with it. Do you think Microsoft tries to acquire anyone else this year? I don't know. A lot's depending on the. A lot's dependent upon the acquisition. I'm also hearing rumors of Contraband in 2023. Maybe a surprise Everwild from Rare. I think Everwild's a couple years out. Yeah, I don't think Everwild's even out of conceptual phase. Is it? I don't know. It depends. If Rare moved, like a live team to support Sea of Thieves, I don't know. Hellblade has shown a lot more in actual gameplay that gives you confidence. I don't think they've shown us anything real. No. Do you want to know what I think's going on with Unreal 5? I'll tell you what's going on. I think a lot of companies right now are using the Unreal 5 engine to show us fully rendered gameplay that's not raw, that's not real. I think it's happening with The Day Before. I think it's happening with Atomic Heart, and I think it's happening with Hellblade 2. I do. I think they're lying with the footage. I don't think it's real. That was in-game gameplay. I don't think it was. Vertical slice fully rendered. I don't think that was raw engine gameplay. You can have in-engine gameplay and still be doing fully rendered plays. Like, it's not, I'm telling you right now, these games are tricking us, bro. You can feel it. So Jeff lied to us? What do you mean Jeff lied? How would you, it's so funny that when someone makes a point or a prediction, you're like, so Jeff Keighley is a habitual liar and he's murdering kittens? No. Jeff said it's 100% gameplay. Okay. I did in 2019, I did main stage E3 interviews. I interviewed some of the biggest developers in the world, right? I got to interview a guy for Modern Warfare 2019. And what he tells me in the pre-interview and what he tells me on the stage, how do I fact check that? I'm literally just taking him at his word, okay? So if Jeff Keighley is told, hey, here's some Hellblade 2 gameplay to show, what's he supposed to say? What's he supposed to say? Well, this allegedly this is gameplay. No, he's going to be like, here's some gameplay. Like, you know what I mean? Why would they lie? Coming from the person who claimed Ragnarok devs were lying. Eugene with the receipts. Yeah. The creator is telling you this, though. You don't believe them? Mike, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I mean this with love. I think you're ignorant to the terminologies that I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's not in-engine gameplay. I'm saying it's fully rendered in-engine gameplay. It's not raw recorded gameplay. I don't think you understand the terms I'm using, which is why you're like, oh, it's gameplay. Of course it's gameplay. Yeah, not you, Mike. Yeah. Paul says, they said, quote, captured in-engine. People need to go back. It's not the same thing. Thank you. They can tell you that something was captured in-engine and it's fully rendered. They're basically tricking you. It's trickery, man. You can look at the freaking Unreal 5 stuff that's coming out from people, and then the guy that did like the subway, you remember the subway video and it looked like a cell phone video in a real subway? People were like, this is unbelievable. And what did he come out and admit? He's like, this isn't raw. This is all fully rendered. It's all fully rendered in-engine. That's what all these companies are doing, man. Atomic Heart, the day before, even Hellblade 2, I think, pulled that fully rendered in-engine trickery. I don't think we've seen raw gameplay of any of those three games. I think it's all fake. Real time versus letting it take a long time to render, big difference. That's exactly right. You can take a vertical slice of a game, fully render all the gameplay. LOL, Atomic Heart you think isn't raw? No. I don't think we've seen raw gameplay of Atomic Heart. Nope. Atomic Heart has gameplay videos, though? Yeah, and I think they're all fully rendered. There's tons of Atomic Heart gameplay. Listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Y'all are ignorant. You're ignorant. You don't understand the terms that I'm using. You don't get it. Yes, it's gameplay. There is an enormous chasm of difference between fully rendered gameplay and raw, real gameplay. IGN played Atomic Heart. IGN writes puff pieces for Bungie to hide corruption. I don't give a frick what IGN does. It's not up for debate. IGN played it. Just because IGN played a vertical slice of Atomic Heart and has shown you gameplay, do you think that they've shown their own raw gameplay, or are they showing B-roll? Why are you bugging? Atomic Heart's been played. You're ignorant. Once again, you're betraying your ignorance. You're digging the hole deeper. You're actually digging the hole deeper. Just because IGN Just because IGN has played Atomic Heart does not mean you have seen raw gameplay of Atomic Heart. A lot of the times you're watching B-roll. Fully rendered, vertical slice, B-roll. These are all terms that you should be familiar with if you're going to come in here and get up my nose about me telling you I don't think you've seen raw gameplay of these games. Oh, and they let one company play it? Where's everybody else? Where's all the other people? Are we going to see what's the embargo on Atomic Heart? Are they going to let YouTubers play it early? Are they going to let YouTubers upload their raw recorded footage? You're making this generation sound depressing? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No. I'm telling you right now, there are developers using Unreal 5 to show you versions of their game that are not accurate representations of what you're going to play. And you're all going to come back in here and be like, you told us this was going on. You called it. You called it. You're gonna come back in here, whether it's the day before or Atomic Heart or even Hellblade 2. Even Hellblade 2. I love Hellblade, and I'm really looking forward to Hellblade 2. But I'm telling you right now, man, we are not seeing raw gameplay. We're seeing fully rendered vertical slices. Because what they're showing us, there is no freaking way you're going to get that experience on your console. There's just no way. There's too much going on. The lighting, the reflections, the performance, the detail, absolutely not. You can even sense it in the movement and the shooting sometimes. You're like, something is off. Something's not right. Why do you think that, though? Do you see something in the gameplay trailers that isn't possible today? What has you questioning it? I have been covering video games for a decade, and I can smell something off in those trailers. Something's not right. Do you remember when I tried to tell people, based off of gameplay footage, I tried to warn everybody. I was like, something is wrong with Gotham Knights. Something's not right. And I went through and I broke down frame by frame and I tried to show people, I'm like, there's something off here. There is something weird going on with this game. And look what happened. Brother, we watched trailer after trailer, we watched gameplay after gameplay, and I'm telling you right now, those games, when we look at Hellblade 2, I'm not even so much focusing on Hellblade 2. Let's just talk about Atomic Heart and the day before. There is something off. It's like, what? How is the game doing this? Yeah, Atomic Heart is a cross-gen game. What? With dynamic damage to the metal and lighting and particle effects I've never seen before in raw gameplay? What is this? How are y'all doing this? Devs made sit in a room until they create something that looks like gameplay. Here you go. Here's some inside scoop on Atomic Heart. Tell me I'm ignorant. Development builds of the game would be presented to investors every annual quarter, which resulted in the demand for significant changes to the project. Gameplay trailers of Atomic Heart were reportedly developed as vertical slices instead of being captured from a working build of the game. Gameplay giving the impression of a polished game to audiences. It was decided at some point that the game would feature an open world. Yeah. Tell me again that I'm ignorant. Go for it. It's illegal to show fake gameplay. Yeah. Is this the police? I have a crime to report. Yeah. Do you remember the Watch Dogs trailer? Yes, that one. Oh my gosh. Oh. It was fake. It was so fake. It was vertical slice. Yes, they were putting it on PCs. Go get them. Arrest them. What do you mean? Oh, sorry. All right. Thanks, Dad. There is no... It's not a... What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Remember what I sent you about the day before last night? Yes. That's what I'm telling you, man. That's what I'm telling you. Y'all are coming so hard. You don't know who you're coming at. You think I'm ignorant? I'm telling you right now, you are not seeing raw gameplay of those games. It is fake. Fully rendered vertical slices, fake. And I want you to remember who puffed it up. IGN, how many times does that company have to mislead the public about something before you say, maybe we shouldn't really trust this outlet? Maybe we shouldn't trust them. I'm literally in tears right now. Chat going full. What's going on with Starfield? Oh, yeah, sorry. We're supposed to be talking about Starfield. You perform better than Gotham Knights, I'll give you that. Come on. CGI to fully rendered trailers. How come you don't have the same energy for PlayStation games? I've not seen a PlayStation game with fake gameplay trailers. And Atomic Heart is not an Xbox game. I mean, it's going to be on Game Pass, but Atomic Heart's going to be on every platform, so... Hellblade's one of my all-time favorite games, and I'm worried that we haven't seen real raw gameplay of it. The Day Before is not an Xbox game. What the frick are you even talking about? These are multi-platform games. These are... What are you talking about? These are multi-platform games. I'm not talking about Xbox games. I'm not targeting Xbox games. I'm talking right now. Okay, Hellblade 2 is an Xbox game, but as far as I'm concerned, Hellblade as a franchise is like one of my favorites, and that acquisition happened. I don't even consider that an Xbox game. That's a Ninja Theory game, right? I'm not linking this to Xbox in any way. He had the same energy with God of War. When did I have the same energy with God of War? I never felt like we saw fake gameplay footage for God of War. I never once felt like that. Horizon Forbidden West had me question the gameplay until I saw people actually playing it. Hellblade 2 is Xbox only? Yes. Yeah, Hellblade 2 is going to be Xbox exclusive. Ninja Theory is owned by Microsoft. Hellblade isn't an Xbox game. What are you talking about? Yes, it is. Wait. Have you not been paying attention? We barely saw any gameplay footage of God of War. That's not true. That's not true at all. They had a whole combat thing that they released. What are you talking about? You said it wasn't in your opinion. Okay. In the context of what I was pushing back on, Wingo, do you know what context is? Use a dictionary. In the context of what I was saying, I don't consider Hellblade like an Xbox Microsoft title. I don't consider it in the grand scheme of what I was saying. I was thinking of Hellblade as, this is another company that's setting their sights on Unreal 5, right? And they've released, as far as we can tell, fully rendered vertical slice gameplay. That's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about a bunch of Microsoft Xbox titles. I was talking about Hellblade 2, Atomic Heart, and The Day Before. In that group, I'm not talking about Xbox titles. I'm not talking about Microsoft titles. And the reason I don't really think of Hellblade and think, yeah, that's a Microsoft title, is because I love the first game, and to me, it's like it's Ninja Theory. Like, it's their franchise, it's their title. Microsoft bought them in the middle of all of this. It's not like Halo or even Starfield was mid-development or close to the end of development. Your intellect is astounding. You respond with emojis. Listen, I know that it's really difficult to get on the internet when mom's having a shower or a midday drink and you're on her iPad. I know it's tough. You got to type fast, but try to dig a little bit deeper than like lowbrow, like weird insults and emojis. Like, get on the landscape of the discussion. First of all, you're throwing too many big words at me, and because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. I blame Microsoft for Bleeding Edge, so I'll associate Hellblade with them now. Okay, we're getting off course. We're getting off course, all right? The general conversation is Starfield release date, what's going on, what happened with Redfall. And within that conversation, we have games that are supposedly coming out this year that I think are too good to be true. I don't think The Day Before and Atomic Heart are going to look and perform as what they've shown us. And I even have my own considerations and concerns about Hellblade 2. We're generally talking about the gaming year of 2023. That's how we got on this subject. I'm trying to draw, connect lines for people that are like coming in. They're like, I thought this was supposed to be about Starfield, right? So, Starfield is in the mix here. I think Microsoft's going to have a good year. I think some of y'all that are like really big Microsoft fans, like really big Xbox fans, you're kind of fluffing. You're kind of like talking about things in ways that I'm like, dude, I don't know if some of these games are coming out. I don't think so. I don't know how keep playing the same game for years on PlayStation. I like new stuff, and Xbox is for real gamers. Xbox is for real gamers? What, do real gamers not play games for 18 months? Like, is that what real gamers do? Do real gamers play, what, games that don't win awards? Do real gamers only play games on subscription services? What the frick kind of a statement is that? Real gamers. The F? Real gamers buy games. Put that in your real gamer pipe and smoke it. Like, real gamers buy games and support the industry, right? They don't subscribe to an indie shovelware, like, storefront. Real gamers only play games that win awards. I'm pointing out the absurdity of just like creating some goalpost and being like, yeah, real gamers. What do you mean real gamers? What are you talking about? If you played God of War Ragnarok and thought it was a really good game, you're not a real gamer. Yeah, what games did you play on the Xbox platform in the last 18 months? Halo Infinite? Why does it matter? What do you mean, why does it matter? You said it! You said it! What do you mean, why does it matter? Thanks, Mama. Upstairs fridge? Okay. Okay. I bet you she can figure it out. It's all plugged in. Halo Infinite is fire, being carried by fans. What is fire about Halo Infinite? It's on fire. PlayStation only have the same kind of games, bro. I know. It's crazy, Emmanuel. It's crazy. Because, like, when I was playing Returnal, I was like, this feels a lot like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And then I was playing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I was like, this seems an awful lot like Spider-Man. And then when I was playing Spider-Man, I was like, man, this really, really reminds me of God of War Ragnarok. And then when I was playing God of War Ragnarok, I was like, this is basically just The Last of Us Part 1. And then when I was playing The Last of Us Part 1, I was like, bro, this is basically a carbon copy of Horizon Forbidden West. Like, what the frick is actually happening here? They're just copy-pasting the same game over and over again. It was wild to me. It was wild, you know? And then all the gaming outlets and game award ceremonies, like the BAFTAs and the Game Awards, they were all like, we just give awards to the same game types. Like BAFTA gives it to the Game of Year award to Returnal, which Returnal's basically just Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, but in a rogue. Like, what are you even saying? What are you even saying? They're all basically the same game, bro. Exactly the same game for years? What are you even talking about? are you talking? Chat, I deserve some gifted members for that. Come on. Why are we encouraging console wars instead of being fair and saying that all platforms are good? Polar, I'm trying to do that. What I do when these subjects come up is I try to absolutely dismantle the tribalism. I absolutely love my Series X, and I'm really hoping that Xbox can have a great year this year. But to act like Xbox is for real gamers and PlayStation just always has the same games, I'm going to take swings at that platform. Like, what are you even talking about? Xbox had a terrible 2022. Virtually no games launched. 2021, what the frick? You got Forza and a barely launched Halo Infinite. So for 2 years, what do you got? And then you're going to try to come at PlayStation and be like, well, yeah, they're all basically the same games. Like, is that how you cope with award-winning game after award-winning game coming out on that platform? Like, come on. Stay on your PlayStation? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll continue to play everywhere instead of being some, like, weird Neanderthalic tribalistic moron who thinks one platform's better than another. I play on all the platforms. I'm going to do that. Is that okay with you? Like, I just play video games, bro. I don't care where I play it. I enjoyed playing Kirby with my wife on my Nintendo Switch. I like playing Star Wars Skywalker Saga on my Series X. And then I love playing games on my PS5. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not beholden to one platform. Keeps taking swings at Xbox repeatedly for no reason, says he loves the platform. I love your summary of the last 20 minutes as I'm taking swings at Xbox for no reason. The lack of awareness is astounding. Did you not hear the statements I was responding to, or do you go like this when someone says something dumb about Xbox, and then you're like, this guy's just losing his grip. Well, he's going to have a stroke on stream. Let's watch his head pop. No, you got people in my chat saying the most ridiculous things. Real gamers play on Xbox. What? PlayStation just always makes the same games. What? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean for no reason? Get out of here. That's not no reason. Thank you for the 10-spot, Baba. Can't gift, but here, I needed this today. Thank you. Somebody gift for Baba. Baba can't gift. Somebody. Let's hit this 25. Come on. A guy gets invited to play at Mario Kart at a friend's place. He's like, no, I can't. It's on Xbox. What's your take on the release of Starfield from Big Matt? I think Starfield's release date is a giant question mark. I don't know. It's confusing. It's either going to land in June, right after Redfall, or it's going to land in like March or April, which is like right before Redfall. According to Matt Booty, like 2 months ago, he was on a podcast and he said Redfall was going to come, and then as we look down the calendar, we have Starfield. That has apparently shifted and changed according to what they're saying on their own website in relation to the Redfall release date. Because their website about Starfield says it's coming first half of 2023. If it's coming first half of 2023 and Redfall has been delayed to May, I wouldn't consider Redfall launching in May and Starfield launching in June. I wouldn't consider that it being like, as we look down the calendar. That phrasing from Matt Booty doesn't make any sense if they're literally like weeks apart. Do you understand? Do you understand like the logic that I'm doing there? It's like, if this internal delay of Redfall is real, 6 weeks landing in May, you can play it early in April if you want. And then if that's happening, and then a month later we get Starfield, then what Matt Booty said doesn't make any sense. And then I got Mo and others saying March. Other people are speculating April. Okay, well then that's a complete reversal of what Matt Booty said. That means Starfield's coming first, which either means they're totally okay with overshadowing Redfall, or they just decided that it's time to have a different year, or maybe they want Starfield to own the year, and like maybe Redfall's just not going to be that good. I don't know. If Starfield comes first, I already had my own concerns about Redfall. My concerns are going to increase even more if that's the case, like if Starfield comes first. Yeah, Wingo, the chili man. If you're trying to be the cliche guy in the internet, you're succeeding. And my producer says that you got to go. He just banned you. Like, imagine getting smacked around the room for a dumb take and for dumb statements, and you want to do the cliche, I'm just joking around. Sure you are. Sure. It's just a prank, bro. Even when Lono is promoting and focusing on Xbox, he's still getting called a Sony shell. I've said this before. I told you guys this happens. When I cover Xbox, you make me sound like a Sony fanboy because I got Xbox guys saying the most craziest things. And I got to smack down those crazy things. And when I smack down those crazy things, or the tribalism, or the weird hot takes, everyone's like, this guy sounds like a Sony fanboy. I'm not a Sony fanboy. You're just such an Xbox fan that I got to cool you down. And me cooling you down and shutting you up or correcting what you're saying makes me sound like a Sony fanboy. Like, if I didn't have to smack down people going full and people being like crazy Xbox theorists, and I don't even know what to call it, I wouldn't sound like a Sony fanboy. If I didn't have people in here saying like, oh, real gamers play on Xbox, Xbox will be the leader of gaming, watch. Doubt. They've been losing the console war for 20-something years. No. Sony and Nintendo's foothold is bonkers in comparison. Xbox will never be, I don't think, the leader. Now, could they significantly rise in market share? Yes. I believe they could significantly rise in market share. If the Activision Blizzard deal goes through, then Microsoft will convert themselves slowly into more of a publisher and software distributor, and that will be their footprint in their market share. They're not really going to be like Xbox console driven. They're not even really console driven right now. They're not. They're more about the ecosystem. Like this year, I think they're trying to really drive home the fact that like, well, you can play Game Pass on a Samsung TV. In my What Xbox Needs to Do in 2023 video, that was something that I focused on. It was like, they need to really push xCloud and Game Pass into more areas, so people are just like, oh man, I gotta be on that ecosystem. They're freaking everywhere. They've got games in my TV. They got games in my my Steam Deck or whatever. I guess my producer had enough of you. He bounced you too. Probably because you called me a pony. Imagine being an adult and calling other people, imagine being a grown man and using the phrase Sony pony and being serious. Like, you're not saying it ironically. Will you stream Starfield when you play it? Yes. Yes, I will. Like, Starfield was in my top 10 games I'm looking forward to this year. Assume his age. I mean, I was looking at the picture. He looked like a grown man to me. He had to work to get there. I have like 9 versions of the word restricted. Will you stream Starfield if it lands in June next to Diablo 4, though? Don't forget Game Pass on mobile with touch capabilities. Yeah. Man, I don't know. Listen, guys. We run a really, really fun show here. I just got passionate. My arms were flailing. My face got red. But you'll notice, I kept it safe for work. I'm not insulting anybody. You resort to name calling, insulting, being a jerk, you're probably going to get walked out of here. You don't get walked out of here by disagreeing with me. People commonly do that. They come in and disagree. They turn into a name-calling child, and then they get bounced. And like, well, that guy bans people for disagreeing with him. Yeah, well, Mo's in here with a gold badge, consistently disagreeing with me, and he's never been bounced. Why? Because Mo doesn't take cheap shots, and Mo doesn't insult, right? He just gets in the ring and takes fair swings, right? He debates back and forth. By far one of the best gaming shows on YouTube. Super glad I found this channel. Well, thank you very much. If you guys are enjoying the show, do me a favor. There's a handful of ways to support. There's a bunch of free things you can do. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, make sure you're always checking your homepage. Now, I'm going to be out of town, right? So Thursday, Friday, you're not getting any shows, and next week, Monday, Tuesday, no shows. So Wednesday of next week, when I'm streaming again, you might have to check your subscriber tab. Always check the subscriber tab. Don't just check your homepage, okay? Those are all the free ways to support. Another great way to support is to click the $ at the bottom of the chat and become a member. $5 will get you into a whole month of membership. That gets you into my members-only Discord and members-only content. Or you could gift some members. If you can't afford a membership, this number down here, if it hits 25, I will gift 5 members of the community. And the more often you're here, the more likely you will get a gifted member when it goes out. So try to be here as often as you can, engaging, chatting, liking, all the things, sharing the video. Those things will get you into a more likely funnel. And if you're watching over on the talk, you can get me to 8,000 likes. That would be phenomenal. How do I get this to go over? There we go. I'm such a boomer. And we need 2 more subscribers over here. If you hit that gold star at the top of the chat, you can become a subscriber, get emojis and a badge and all of that. Those are all the ways you can support. Well, actually, there's way more, right? We work with Gamer Advantage. We work with t-shirt companies, and we have our own coffee. All those links are below. Chat can tell you about those things if you're questioning it. So, the Starfield release date, right? The Starfield release date, in my mind, it's just in a weird spot. If it lands in June, it's got to face Diablo 4, and I don't think they want to do that. That's also like right on the heels of Redfall, and then that also is 8K Easy. Thank you. And then it also is, hey, Polar Blair. Hey, from Talk. Hey, man, thanks for coming over. I swear, did you do a stitch with one of my, like a duet with one of my videos? I try to watch them, but I don't always get a chance to. I feel like you did. A lot of people that do that over there are kind of mean. But in any case, my memory is that you did, or maybe you left a comment recently. I just recognize your picture. You did. Okay, you did. Okay. I don't think you were one of the mean ones. There were some guys that were pretty mean. They were pretty nasty, calling me like an idiot and stuff. Okay, so I don't think it's going to land in June. I don't. So Starfield, if you want a prediction from me about the Starfield release date, I think it releases in March. I do. If these significant changes have happened, if all these crazy things have happened, then I think it lands in March. That's what I think. That's nuts to me. That's weird to say. First time here, I enjoyed the different perspective that you have. Thank you. March is a bad window. That's what I'm saying. That's another good point. March is so freaking full. It's so full. That makes me actually want to adjust my prediction to April. I forgot how full March is. March is like busting at the gills. It's just absolutely jam-packed with games. 15 months from Michael F. Love the show. Thank you so much. Oh, I forgot to call this out. Fonzo with a 20-month membership, and it's a VIP. He says, ! Join, shirt, coffee, glasses. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you like my glasses or my shirt, those commands will let you know where they come from. A March release date means a 4-month delay. So that they crunch the crap out of their employees? Yeah, a 4-month delay with like December being in there. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we're going to hit 10,000 likes over here. You guys are the best. Can we get 400 likes on YouTube? I bet we can. We only need like 30 more. We need about 30 more likes. We need some members. We need some coffee orders. Let's see who wants to do the next one. 5/23/23 is a Tuesday. But May, Tommy, I don't think so. May is when apparently Redfall's releasing. March 23rd for Starfield, May 2nd for Redfall, says Mo. March has just got so many games in it. I think 3/23/23 sounds amazing. I think that just sounds amazing. But Jedi Survivor release is March 17th. No way. Come on. Do you really want to launch like 6 days after a Star Wars game? Oh, my word. I don't know. Has Xbox appeared to be avoiding big releases in the past? Well, this would be my point. We've had a really good day over here on the talk. We're in double digits on the viewership and amazing likes. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support us over here. It's a little crooked. Let me fix that. That would be so if I was watching, that would have been so tilting. It's like literally, everyone wants to launch their game on a palindrome date. Here's what I want to say to what you're asking, Zubair. Like, does Xbox have a pattern of avoiding other big game launches? I would imagine you want Starfield to almost stand all by its own, like in some month where nothing else is really going on. That's why, to me, it would make more sense to just delay Redfall to second half of the year. Be like, yep, sorry, and then just let Starfield own April. You know what I mean? March has The Last of Us Part 1 on PC, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, Fatal Frame, IB, Ani, Skull and Bones, The Legend of Heroes, Bayonetta Origins, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Have a Nice Death on Switch and PC, Storyteller, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and Crime Boss. I don't know, man. March is just stuffed. It is absolutely stuffed to the rafters. Plus the day before. Yeah, I forgot about the day before. Apparently, the day before is launching on March 1st. Sure it is. Yeah, I saw that one, Eugene. That one's crazy. Hogwarts Legacy's all I want. Hogwarts Legacy's gonna be bonkers. We're seeing a lot of traction over here. If you're watching over here on the talk and you're enjoying the show, it's a safe for work video game talk show, highly interactive. Consider following me, hitting that, or you can hit the star or the likes. We're about to hit 400 likes on YouTube. Thank you so much. BGS games are monsters. No, not the online games. Actual BGS DNA games are played by hundreds of millions. Yeah. Here's the thing, though, Mike. Hold on to your hat for just a second. Bethesda games are pretty big. Okay. But Star Wars is Star Wars. And Star Wars is multi-platform. That's going to be tough to compete with, honestly. If you're looking at Starfield and you're looking at Star Wars, that's tough. That's a tough showdown. BGS games have all won Game of the Year. Why are people saying that? Really? Did Fallout 4 win Game of the Year? Did Fallout 76 win Game of the Year? Really? There are people that don't like the first Fallen Order game, though. Okay, but that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. I want a Kingdom Hearts 4 release date. Do you honestly think Starfield could blow up like Elden Ring? No, I don't think so. Hogwarts Legacy, Jedi Survivor, and all the other games are 70. Star Wars is on all platforms versus a console exclusive. That's what I'm saying. Starfield's going to be Game of the Year 2023. That's a bold prediction. That's a bold prediction. There's some big games coming out in 2023. Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. You got Diablo 4. You got Spider-Man 2. Do you honestly... You have two of the most iconic franchises in existence. Spider-Man and Star Wars are both releasing in 2023. And one of the most iconic and most loved franchises ever, Zelda. Bro. A 90% chance of Starfield winning Game of the Year. It's not even out yet. How long has the Starfield project been going on? It would be miles better than Fallout 76. Well, I don't really consider Fallout 76 in the contention because it was a different team. I actually think that the quality of Starfield will automatically be light years ahead of Fallout 76 because it's different teams. Wolverine Game 2. No, Wolverine's not coming this year. No, just Spider-Man 2. From Insomniac, I mean. If you walk in the room and convinced you have the biggest one in the room, you'll drop that hammer on the table whenever you want to. I'm predicting Starfield is April. I honestly feel like April is the safer bet. But again, then you're right on top of Redfall. And that's what we've been talking about, Detective Seeds. If they release Starfield right on top of Redfall, are they basically willing to sacrifice Redfall and just overshadow it? Right? Yeah, Wolvie's not this year. We don't have more than just the announcement trailer coming out. So far. It does, though. You're comparing Star Wars versus Starfield. I do agree with it being on more platforms to a point. I don't think it's fair to compare Starfield at all to Star Wars. Compare it to Fallen Order. No, you do. Okay, you have to understand something. When it comes to, like, marketing, the minute you have Star Wars, Jedi, Survivor, and then you see a lightsaber, multi-platform, and then you see Starfield, right? If I'm launching Starfield, I'm not scared of Jedi Survivor, but I definitely don't want to be on the dance floor with it. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not trying to paint some picture that, like, Jedi Fallen Order, the sequel, Jedi Survivor, is going to be so big that, oh my gosh, Starfield can't compete with it. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm saying, do I want to be on the dance floor with a giant anticipated Star Wars game? No, I don't. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order has surpassed 20 million players. It's doubled its players since March of 2020, okay? And that was an 18-month ago report. You don't, not to mention that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order just hit PS Plus for January. So, why would you want to do that? You're not talking about some little rinky-dink offshoot game. You're talking about a Star Wars game on every platform except for... No, I'm sorry. It's on the next-gen platforms. So it's on both PS5 and Series X and S and PC. You don't want to be on... I just don't think you want to be launching close to that game. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why not? BGS hit different in the last generations. Do you think that the public confidence and the gaming confidence in BGS is high or low right now? Which do you think is happening? 12K easy? Yo, 12K likes. Star Wars and Starfield are so different, it would make people choose between playstyles and hurt one. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Think about it like this. Game Pass changes things? You're right. It does. So do you think if your game launches 6 days after Jedi Fallen Order 2, Jedi Survivor, and your game is on Game Pass, which game do you think is going to take precedence? Why, I just bought this, man. I want to play this. I'll get to that later. That's on Game Pass. Do you see what I'm saying? I just think it stands to reason that Microsoft and Bethesda are going to want to position Starfield to be at a place where it can be sort of all by itself, all eyes on Starfield. If Starfield was all platforms, I'd maybe consider it being a bigger launch. Yeah, I'm not downplaying Starfield and acting like it's not a contender. I'm not saying that. Can you please shout out my channel? I'm on the road to 1K subs. Yep. I clicked a button. Oh, I accidentally banned you for self-promotion. I did the wrong thing. Agree that the close release date... What's good, Parasito? It's going to be problematic, but Fallen Order was such a big hit compared to Bethesda's track record the last few years. No competition, in my opinion. That's what I'm getting at, Parasito. Like, Jedi Fallen Order was a massive hit with Star Wars fans. It wasn't just a good Star Wars game, it was a great Star Wars story. Right? Starfield is coming on the heels of Fallout 76. It's coming on the heels of a Microsoft buyout, which means you can't get it if you're a PlayStation fan. PlayStation 5 saturation is set to be very, very good this year. That is Parasito from the D2 Times. And it got delayed. Like, Starfield's not in a strong, like, position to be like, we're going to go toe-to-toe with Jedi Survivor. I think your best bet for Starfield is to let it stand on its own. Put it in a month where there's not a ton of, not a ton of competition, not a ton of games coming out. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just a great Star Wars game. It was a good game in general. I know a bunch of people who played it not because of the name. Right. Like, yeah, if you're a fan of, like, FromSoft games, I think you can play Jedi Fallen Order, set it on the hardest difficulty, and have a really good time. Like, fans of Sekiro. It's just a good game. Lono's opinion on Star Wars is invalid. He likes The Last Jedi. This is slander. That is false. I gave zero craps about Star Wars, and I love Jedi Fallen Order. That's what I'm saying, man. BGS know the difference between single-player BGS and online. I just think we're passing in the night. You guys are trying to establish that, like, BGS has a big following. There's a lot of people that have a lot of confidence in BGS single-player games like Skyrim and, like, Fallout 4. Sure. I'm not debating that point. I am not. What I am saying is, after all this time, after all the delays, all eyes on Starfield. If Microsoft made the decision to kick off the Xbox year with Starfield, they are not going to put it on the heels of a Star Wars game. I just don't believe that. I don't think they would do it. For the last time, if it's in chat, it's libel. Slander just sounds better, doesn't it? It just sounds better. I thought Lono's favorite Star Wars was The Phantom Menace. He's constantly praising it for the writing. I almost yelled. Quit lying. Stop lying. Empire, Rogue One, Andor. They're all like dancing for first place. I'll allow it. Comedic value is important. You think it's too late for a Starfield in February? Boy, that would be a shock. Hey, Pop, you want a shock? I think you're a swell guy. That would be a shock for that to land like that. I'm not a Star Wars guy at all. I know nothing about it, and I love the game. Yeah, Masterclass saying the same thing over here on the talk. I thought it was Rise of the Skywalkers. Stop it. I would drop Starfield in April, right on the Easter break, to get maximum players. If I was in charge, that's what I would do. If I was in charge, I would drop Starfield in April, and I would actually then kick Redfall down the road. I'd kick Redfall the second half of the year. Doom was 16-month milestone, and it's a member plus. Xbox cannot rake any more promises. They'll get smoked. Those games have to release first half. They failed enough. Don't fail for a change. Doom, I'll be honest with you. I think delaying the games or bumping them and having them be amazing would be far better than if they push them out and they're not ready. Nobody's going to remember, well, they made good on their promises. No one's going to remember that. Everyone's just going to be like, these games suck. Yeah. I got you, Creature. I got you. Listen, guys, we've had a streak. We haven't missed this goal for like 5 weeks running or something like that. We started doing this, I think, in December. Help us out here. If we hit 25 members on the day, I got a gift. And I tell you what, I don't want to hit this with gifteds. A bunch of y'all that are here today that have been enjoying the show, man, click that join button. Click that $sign at the bottom of the chat. It's $5. It gets you a badge. It gets you emotes. It gets you in my Discord. Hit that button. Let's go. Let's get a little train going. You can do it. We do tons of members-only content here. You're going to miss out. We got good things happening this month. Speaking of Star Wars, we're going to do a Star Wars Episode 2 watch party. That's going to likely land, I believe, on a Saturday. I believe that'll be the 21st. Not this weekend, but next weekend, the 14th. There's going to be a triple header horror weekend. My wife and I we're going to play through Until Dawn. You get into all that. If you're a member. Let's see it. Come on, YouTube. Don't let me down here. I'm here for the member sub train. Yo, thank you so much, Train. Well, I'm trying to do it on YouTube, but yeah, you're freaking awesome, dude. Thank you so much, Tift. Yeah, we need 2 more people to hit the star button over here on the top. Microsoft's going to go as long as they can. First half of the year thing. It's going to be as late as they can to keep that promise. It's really obvious. Hey, Cardoc Ren's like, you know what? I'll do it. He's like, I'll do it. He takes us to 12, halfway to the goal. Gifts 5. And see, these are names of people that are here on the regular. Ant S and Mitch Lone. I see them here all the time. Dave 1D, Sauce, and Jeb. Welcome on in. Get those badges and those emotes. Popping up down here. We're halfway there. Yo, Train's on YouTube also. That's my man. That's my man. Robert says Starfield June 15th. Does June have a lot in it? Is June pretty empty right now? Because I wonder. Like, I really do. I wonder if June makes the most sense. You let Redfall have its day, and then you land late June, and you use Summer Game Fest, Xbox Bethesda Showcase. Oh, Diablo 4 is June. So big. Oh, and Final Fantasy. Golly. Final Fantasy 16 and Diablo 4. Jiminy Christmas. Yo, Darth Nihilus, my man, thank you. That takes us to 17 members for the day. That's how we do it here, man. Chris Nowak, Mons Quisitor, Anbu, good to see you, Anbu, Javier Silva, and Frames. I recognize a couple of those names, man. I know you guys are here on the regular. Welcome on in. That takes us to 17 members for the day. Enjoy the dope badge, the emotes. You're dope and deserve dope stuff. You're one of the people in December or recently that got a gifted membership, man. You really, really, really need to get in the Discord. You're going to miss out on content. You're going to miss out on hanging with the members, especially while I'm out of town for a couple of days. Final Fantasy 16 is June 22nd. June games are Diablo 4, Street Fighter 6, and Final Fantasy. Dadgummit. Golly. What's in April? Is April thin? I say you just do it in April and you just totally walk all over Redfall. At the end of the day, Starfield has to launch in a month. They can't just run from games. I'm not talking about running from games. I don't want to paint this picture that they're like scared. It's about maximizing eyeballs and attention. April's biggest game is Dead Island 2. I feel like April's the right choice then. March is busting at the seams. You know what I'm saying? Just drop it after the showcase. Final Fantasy 16 is not bigger than Starfield. What? Homie, what? Come on, bro. What do you even say? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Starfield is bigger than Final Fantasy 16? I'm not a Final Fantasy guy, but what are they smoking? I'm waiting on Starfield for results on release, but don't use Game Pass. Prefer to own games. Well, good for you. That's the right way to do it. Well, there's no right way to do it. That's a good way to do it, I should say. Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy. One of the biggest gaming franchises in history. And you think that Starfield is bigger than the next game from Yoshi P himself? What are you even saying? April, May, April, May, July, August, and maybe October are the best windows for Starfield, depending on how much they delay. They won't compete with financial quartering structures or holiday releases. Look at the attention each game's getting. Space Dovahkiin with the $2 tip. Final Fantasy 16 is going to sell more than Final Fantasy 7 Remake, 5 million copies. I'm not going to make a prediction about sales. Final Fantasy has a history of 30 years compared to a new IP. Final Fantasy has the Asian market. Like, what? Starfield's landing on a platform that has less saturation and is primarily rooted in the West. Final Fantasy 16? Are you kidding me? I'm not just talking about sales. I'm just talking about like the size of the fan bases, like the potential for like consumer success. Like what on earth? Like Final Fantasy is enormous. Final Fantasy is bigger in the West than in the East? Really? It is? Probably comparing the map sizes of the two games. Like, I may be ignorant to how commercially strong Final Fantasy is, right? I may be slightly ignorant to, like, Final Fantasy's not crazy commercially successful. One of the biggest problems with trying to compare these two games is most of the people that play Starfield aren't going to buy it. Well, I shouldn't say most. Most of the people that play it on Xbox aren't going to buy it. They're going to play it on Game Pass. There's like 25 million people that don't even have to buy Starfield. Final Fantasy titles average like 10 million sales. Okay, then Starfield could have a much bigger player pool and player base than Final Fantasy 16. Sure, it likely could, because you got 25 million people on Game Pass that can just boot up the game and play it if they want to, and then you got Bethesda's footprint on PC. It's probably pretty good given the modding community in Skyrim and Fallout 4. Okay, so okay, fine. The commercial success of Final Fantasy 16 in its individual sales, right? You could fit 2 Elder Scrolls and 2 Fallouts in one Final Fantasy franchise. I'm not sure what you mean. Final Fantasy 15 is the biggest new game sold, around 15 million, and that was on all systems. Starfield will be lifted off the ground by PC players. Starfield will sell 10 million on Steam alone. I think Wheezy means sales. Do they count games on Game Pass and players playing it as sales? How does that work? That's the question. We have no idea. Starfield is 3rd on the Steam wish list. I don't know why people think PC is the biggest base for these games. I don't think it's the biggest base for these games, but I do think Starfield will probably have a ton of PC people buying it. What are we looking at here? Final Fantasy. Oh, is this as a franchise? Or is that the first game? 173 million. Fallout sold 38 million. And Elder Scrolls as a franchise 58 million. Final Fantasy 14 is the biggest MMO in the world. Oh, so it's the franchise. So Final Fantasy as a franchise has, yeah. See you around. Thanks for the content. Thanks for hanging out, Polar. I appreciate it. Did we roll over the sub count today to 23.5? Did we do it? We did. We rolled it over to 23.5. Thank you guys so much. And we're 8 members away from me having to give 5. Let's keep that streak going. We have not missed that streak in a while. Yo, Josh McGee says, haven't watched you since you left Purple just because I don't ever go to YouTube, but saw your tweet about a member milestone. Subscribe. Feels good watching and hearing the debates again. Hey, thanks for finding us, man. Just like old times. Click the button and get an emote and badges and stuff. I mean, I'm sorry, a badge and some emotes. I said that backwards. You could basically fit 2 Elder Scrolls and 2 Fallouts in Final Fantasy. Lono, are we going to discuss the impact of 25 million plus people not having to buy Starfield versus a game where you have to buy it? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you measure the commercial success of Starfield. I just don't. I don't know how you do it. Yo, Sebastian with a 2-month milestone. I hope Starfield comes out in one piece. Xbox needs this win. Amazing live so far, Lono. You're an awesome host, and thanks for the membership. You are welcome, man. Thanks for coming back. YouTube Lurker says, today we heard it's illegal to show fake gameplay and real gamers play on Xbox. I demand we combine the two memes. It's illegal to play games on Xbox. If they make a Starfield 2, then it was a success. Skyrim had 30 million sales before re-releases. Final Fantasy also has way more games in the franchise compared to any other franchise. Yeah, I mean, it is cheating a little bit, you know. I don't think Marvel Wolverine will come out in sometime in the year 2024, 2025. I think Wolverine comes out in 2024. Spider-Man 2 is getting this year. Insomniac's very efficient. Is Starfield simply a response to the hunger for space games, says Parasito? Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen Alpha are too much grind for many people. SC Squadron 42 is still years out. Thoughts? The classic thoughts thing. What a callback. Did you intentionally? That's such a callback to the Purple Days. Yeah, I would say that there's clearly a desire for space games. If you look at a lot of the trailers that came out, there was a big trend in the last 2 years in space games and scary games. So you've got The Invincible, you have Deliver Us Mars, you have obviously No Man's Sky, and then you have Starfield. I feel like there's at least 2 other really big titles, like they're like almost like space exploration games or space games. I might be forgetting them. But I feel like there is a big push toward that. There is. It's not cheating. You can sell a remake if it ain't good. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not cheating to include all the Final Fantasies. I mean, how many times have they sold Skyrim? When people used to just leave you essays without a question and say thoughts, that's right. That's right. Callisto, but I found it meh. Yeah, Callisto was kind of space, but not. It was like space horror. Sure, but the point stands. If they make a sequel, the first one didn't suck. Compare Skyrim sales to Final Fantasy 12 and 15, not compare total sales of the franchises. Final Fantasy going to be closer to 18 months until it goes to PC now. Ain't nothing like a day one release. That's what I'm saying. Really looking forward to playing No Man's Sky on the PSVR 2. I love these days, but I normally have to be quiet. It's so frustrating to hear the lowest takes. I hope Starfield hits hard. I really do. I'm pulling for it. Like I said it earlier, right? Wade says, I mean, there aren't any games, so if you're playing on Xbox, you must pirate it or leak. Like, I continue to feel like one of the main reasons that, you know, we have such wild takes or in this particular stream, I feel like folks are so hungry for Xbox to have a really big year. I just feel like they throw out like the wildest claims, like almost like hoping that it comes true, you know? We got a really, really good suggest rate today on YouTube as well as a browse rate. If you found me on like your homepage of YouTube or suggested another video, thank you so much for being here. Hit subscribe so you can talk in my chat, and make sure you're smashing that like button. That'll ensure that you let YouTube know you like the video, and that way you'll probably see my other content whenever I'm streaming. We got more content for you today. I do have an upload about the day before, and then we are going to be doing some members just hanging out, having lunch, and chilling. And a great way to be a part of all of that is to join the channel for $5. Before you seem to be forgetting, this is the first new IP Bethesda's released in like 25 years. I mean, I wasn't trying to diminish the popularity of Bethesda or Starfield. But to look at Starfield and be like, Starfield's bigger than Final Fantasy, I'm just kind of like, wait, what? Final Fantasy's I feel like Final Fantasy's enormous. I feel like they have massive popularity. The franchise alone has had crazy commercial sales over the years, right? We were also talking about Star Wars. I just think in general, I'm not trying to downplay the anticipation or the popularity of Starfield. It's the number 2 searched game of the year. The number 1 searched game is Hogwarts. So Starfield is highly anticipated. I'm not downplaying that at all. But if you want a highly anticipated game to stand strong, it's really good to kind of launch it on its own. Like, give it its own, like, breadth on the calendar. I think since Matt made those comments, they had internal discussions about the strategy of releases. With 2022 being lackluster, I really think they said Starfield's ready. Let's throw it down and Redfall after. We had 15,000 likes over on the talk. Thank you. Going to be a big year if all those games land. That's what I'm saying. If you're a BGS fan that loves their single-player games, then how could you not be excited? I'm playing Skyrim and Fallout 4. Those games just last. So you give me a new IP. Yeah, I mean, I love space games. I love exploration. I love No Man's Sky. I love Star Trek. I feel like Starfield's going to deliver something really, really special. As long, again, my primary concern about the game is not it being a good RPG or being dope. I'm worried about its performance. You think Starfield could fall flat on its face and be delayed insanely longer considering BSD is also publishing Redfall? Is there any insight on the manpower splits? I believe it's separate teams entirely, Parasito, and that was part of the discussion today. Is a couple of months ago, it was like 2 months ago, okay? It was sometime in November. It was late November when Matt Booty, basically a month before Christmas, Matt Booty's like, we got Redfall next year, and as we look down the calendar, we have Starfield. So that pretty much confirmed that their plan at that time was for Redfall to kick the year off and for Starfield to come later. Then, if you look at what has transpired just in the last 3 or 4 days, you have rumors of an internal Redfall delay into May, and then you have the Starfield Bethesda help page reconfirming that Starfield is landing in the first half of 2023. Now, if that's going to happen, that means that Starfield's landing in like June, right after Redfall. Or if it's landing before Redfall, it's landing like March or April. I don't think they're going to target a January or a February release. So March or April. March seems incredibly full, so April seems like your best bet to let the game kind of stand on its own. Not a lot of big titles in April. There's also fiscal year considerations. If it lands in April, is it landing outside of the fiscal year? What's good, Geek Dawn 420? How are you? Won't matter. Both are on Game Pass, so $1 either way. Arcane is developing Redfall. I just have no basis for how Bethesda Publishing versus Dev line up. As far as I know, Bethesda has the team that worked on Fallout 4. It's that team. The team that worked on Fallout 76 is not touching Starfield. A lot of people bring up Fallout 76. What are we talking about? We're talking about Starfield's release date. A lot of people look at Fallout 76 and they're like, oh man, this game's going to be so bad. It's like, oh, it's completely separate teams. Does anyone know what Microsoft's fiscal year is? Sony is April to March. Yeah, I don't know what Microsoft's fiscal year is. They might want it to land in this fiscal year, which means it's got to land. At the very least, it has to land before May. But if Redfall's landing in May, right? 5 later, 5 hand. She's doped up, ready to marry a little girl. The doctor is saying we'll see you at some point today. Awesome. Having a baby. Microsoft is July to June. Wait, is Microsoft July to June? Oh, well then. June is just so full. I'm going with April. Question, I don't know why you worried about performance though. BGS games are unique with jank, like FromSoft games. Did 30 FPS stop Breath of the Wild from being Game of the Year? Was Breath of the Wild Game of the Year? Did Breath of the Wild win Game of the Year? Did it win? It won Game of the Year at the DICE Awards. Did it win anywhere else? It won it at the DICE Awards. Did it win it in the Game Awards as well? And wait, hang on. That's a red herring. Breath of the Wild didn't have performance issues. Breath of the Wild ran at 30 FPS. No, I'm not having a baby. Somebody in our community is. Okay. Breath of the Wild didn't have performance issues. Breath of the Wild ran at 30 FPS. You're conflating those two realities. Okay. Which had performance issues, not the game. Yeah, the game just ran at 30 FPS. Like, the game didn't have performance problems. It wasn't like a buggy, glitchy mess. Okay. And From Software games, Elden Ring didn't have, I mean, it had that stuttering day one in that opening area, and they patched that. The day one patch caused some issues, but like frame pacing issues in FromSoft games isn't the same as the degree to which we've had like bugs in Bethesda games. And Bethesda gave a gameplay showcase. Like, Starfield gameplay literally has performance issues in the gameplay reveal trailer. Like, that's where my concern comes from for performance issues. It's a big, giant, ambitious title, and it has performance issues in its debut gameplay trailer. Have you watched any of the technical breakdowns of the trailer? It doesn't even look like we're getting consistent vertical slices. It's like, here's a vertical slice of somebody outdoors, here's a vertical slice of somebody flying, and then here's a vertical slice of somebody walking around a town. The shading and the shadows work differently in different clips. It's like, wait, what are we looking at here? It's not like you get raw gameplay from one point to the next. To be fair, that footage is at least 6 months old. What? Oh, okay. Like, what does that mean? What bearing does that have on the discussion? If you put together a gameplay trailer and you're like, this is it, this is our best foot forward, and it contains performance issues, that doesn't, you're not at all concerned. You're like, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Mark it down. Starfield will release 6/6/23. Are you saying you don't consider having to run the PS4 version on the PS5 a buggy mess? Frame rate issues are different from bugs. Yo, Immortal Turtle. I'll answer that question in just a second. Putting us right on the doorstep of the daily goal. 22 out of 25 members. My man. Taking care of Jeremy Williams. Hey, Boogeyman got another one. My man Godson got one. And Daniel Graves and Cambino Primo got a gifted membership. Welcome on in to Reforge Gaming. Immortal Turtle, thank you for that generosity. We only need 3 more. Let's do these 3 without gifteds. Come on. Come on. We can foster a spending culture here on YouTube. You can hit the button. You can hit join. Come on. So to answer Zubair's question, I think there's a difference between me saying I don't want a single frame hitch, so I'm going to play the PS4 version, and a game having inherent performance issues. You see what I'm saying? Can I bring up Anthem to close the argument of footage versus actual game? Oh yeah, there's so many games to reference. Masterclass says, come on guys, let's get 2 more members. Noble Beast jumping back in, renewing his membership. Thank you so much, Noble Beast, for renewing. There's my contribution since it's payday. Worth it to support. Thank you, Immortal Turtle. The issue is the footage is 6 months old, but there's nothing new to change the mindset about the game performance-wise. I just think there's a giant issue. There's a giant difference between being like, this game runs more stable. I don't get any minor frame hitches or stutters if I run the PS4 version. That's not the same as being like, okay, we got jittery shadows, we've got pop-in, we have really low frame rate, we have inconsistent frame rate, we have weird things like, hang on a minute, let me go back. We have weird things like this smoke animation looking two-dimensional, pixelated and jittery. Like, what is that? There's countless issues in this trailer that have been trotted out and documented by tech analysts and people that are super familiar with gameplay, and that is not the same at all as being like, yeah, Elden Ring every once in a while hitches, so it's just better to run the PS4 version. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm trying to understand the distinction you're making. I don't see it. I see the game not performing as it's supposed to on PS5. frame hitching and frame pacing is a single issue. If you go look at the videos of people that have broken down this trailer, this gameplay, there's like, I don't even know. There's like 7 different things to highlight. There's oddities in the trailer. There's issues with the shadow here underneath this guy that some guy pointed out in the trailer. I forget what he even said. There's issues with pop-in. There's issues with inconsistent frame rates, low frame rates. There's issues with jittery shadows. There's issues with different use of shadows and lighting. In one footage, the shadows and the lighting looks completely different than the lighting and shadows in another. You're also talking about a video game that in the very first debut here where he's going out, the draw distance and the fog and everything, it's like this is supposed to run on an Xbox Series X and a Series S. I have concerns. Like, look at the draw distance here. I mean, this is an ambitious title. I don't think that's even in the same ballpark as like, yeah, Elden Ring has some frame pacing issues and it's just more consistent to run the PS4 version. And there were plenty of people that said they ran Elden Ring on the Series X and the PS5 and didn't really notice the issues, right? There weren't rampant complaints of like bugs and performance issues with Elden Ring. There's those of us that are like purists that are like, I don't want a single hitch. I don't want a single stutter because it's a crazy difficult game. Concern over this part of the trailer is just because there's nothing going on. There's stutters and there's issues when there's nothing going on, says Eugene. Parasito says, I'm not convinced that the Creation 2 engine is going to be a tectonic shift. It takes more than 5 years to completely rebuild a AAA engine, and Fallout 76 had too many new features. They're probably using like Reason, like Destiny 2. Trying to finish Callisto before One Piece comes out. Oh boy, what a waste of time. What's a waste of time? What's this about smoke? 6623, because Todd has stated in the past how he likes those type of dates for marketing purposes, and it works worldwide with how the month and the date gets switched around. Yeah, I could see that. By the way, since I'm at work and I kind of miss half the stuff going on, did you start streaming at some other platform as well? Sorry. Yeah. I'm doing a multicast over on the Talk. I don't like saying the full name of the platform because YouTube doesn't seem to like the name of that platform. We've had weird oddities with the stream whenever I've mentioned the name of that platform. 6623 is Diablo 4. Oh, yeah, okay, no. You're not going to get a 6623, Chris Nowak. Listen. You can sit here and talk about BGS popularity and Starfield popularity all you want. Ain't nobody dumb enough to launch on the same day as Diablo 4. No frickin' way. I forgot that that's the Diablo date. Like, come on. There's no way. Diablo 4 is just too big. It's just way, way too big. Reality of today is that even consoles are running very complicated operating systems and low-level software under the hood. They're not far off from PCs now. Devs just turned down more things for console. Spider-Man could? No, Spider-Man's probably going to come in November. First or second week in November will be Spider-Man. Bet. Starfield needs to hit so hard, says SDO. If it's just okay and a few 100,000 PC gamers can force it to play well, then it's not going to be a success and people would need Cyberpunk EC. I don't think this is going to be on the level of Cyberpunk performance issues. But listen, my performance issues concerns extends beyond what we've seen in Starfield. So let's just do this. We've done this many times. Let's do it again. The Series S is a part of my concern for Starfield performance. Virtually every game that's come out recently with really crazy graphics and really, really sharp like looking games, look at any of the technical breakdowns of how it runs on the Series S. The Series S is a 1080, a dynamic 1080 machine that struggles to maintain 30 and 60 FPS in some games when running old gen resolution. And I think this game with its draw distance, with the size of the areas, with all the systems that are going to be working and all the stuff going on, yeah, I think this game is a problem for the Series S. I do. I do. If there is one game, if there is one thing, if there is one instance that I think holds the power to prove me right about the Series S, it's Starfield. I believe it. I believe it. I believe that, like, if this game comes out and has tons of issues on the Series S, super low resolution, super low frame rate just to get it to run, you watch. You watch, man. People are going to be like, oh, it's on the devs. It's on the devs. You better be careful, because they're on record as saying they've got Microsoft engineers helping them optimize this game for their platform. You better be careful. You better be careful, because right there, you're indicting the very platform that you're trying to defend. If it runs great on the X and bad on the S, people will blame the hardware. It'll be obvious. You'd be surprised, Zubair. Right now, Zubair, when I point to games that run really, really good, really, really well on the X and really, really poorly on the S, I get people in my chat that blame the devs. Oh, it's the devs' fault. Devs didn't optimize. These clips you keep showing me of Starfield alone make me not want to play it, at least not for immersion. The animations aren't even smooth, ignoring frame and LOD aspects. Oh, for sure. Forspoken, 60 FPS, 900p average dynamic, frequently drops frames. Yeah, I said that the one time we were watching Forspoken stuff, Paul. I said there's so many particle effects. Like they went so hard in the paint. They went so hard in the paint with the particle effects. It's like I said that about Forspoken. I was like, this game looks like it's going to run really, really bad. I'm not surprised at all that we're hearing that about Forspoken. That doesn't shock me in the least. All right. I've got something cool for you guys. We had a big debate about this earlier. We did. We had a big debate about this earlier. And I've got something cool for you guys if the platform quits screwing around. Okay. Now, you guys got to help me, though. You guys got to help me with something, right? We are 3 away from the goal, and it'd be cool to bring a couple more members with us to members. But before we go to members, I've got something for you. I'm seeing freaking particle effects. That's right. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do... Hang on. I'm stupid. You can't do that. You got to do... Hey, Lone Wolf's going to walk us there. Let's go ambient, and let's do redirect to that. Save. The premiere today. Bam. Slayer got it. That takes us to 23 out of 25. Let's go. Come on. We can do it. We can hit 25. I believe in Harvey Dent. All right, let me get this going. Yo, Parasito jumped back in. Thank you for the renewal. You gotta be new, boys. But thank you, Parasito. That's dope to see a purple badge. Appreciate that very, very much. Yo, what's good, Fen? Why not take vacation when kids are out of school? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about, like, launch dates, 831, or are you talking about me? If your mechanic says that they can't fix a problem because it's made by the car manufacturer, it's the mechanic's fault, but the car's problem? Hey, Suede and Cardoc. They're going to walk us right there. We did it. Boom, boom. 25, right on the nose. Egris and Vivid Gaming. Thank you so much, Cardoc. Thank you so much, Suede. Thank you so much, Mike, 30 and Still Gaming. Hitting 5 months. Let me hit this button. Let me hit this button. I'm a man of my word. Here's my 5 memberships to you. They've updated this flow so I don't have to leave the channel to do it. Get some more people in here. Bam. There we go. We did it. We did it. We kept our streak. We've continued to hit this goal every day since like the middle of November. Mr. Sweden, Daniel Mulageta, J.R. Sanchez, Virils, and Marco. I don't recognize any of those names. If y'all are new, I'll be honest with you. I don't recognize any of those names. You guys are either heavy lurkers that never talk in chat, or YouTube's being YouTube again and giving memberships to people that are like, that watch the show like one time or something. I was told there would be cake. Yo, what's good, Supervisor JD? We have hit 2,700 members. 2,713. You guys are 300 away from the Just Dance stream, from that huge number 3,000. We're at 2,700. Since the beginning of time, people have been taking off work for games. Oh, was he talking to somebody who said they were going to take time off to play the game? People have to stop quoting the lowest possible boundary of a DRS range as the full game at that resolution. The most consistent resolution is the resolution the game is played at. Just saying. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Corey. Tuesdays and Thursdays, also the third Saturday of the month. What, for cake? For cake? Okay, that's that. Hang on 1 second. I gotta change this. I gotta change one more thing. 900p is not the lowest, it's the average, says Paul. Yo, thanks for the gift. Hey, thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Everybody loves cake. That's what the cake clause in the contract says, unless it was amended and I wasn't looking. Yeah, 900p is not the lowest, it's the average. Yeah, I'm telling you, some of these games, man, they're swinging too hard. They're swinging too hard with all these particle effects and stuff. Keep up the good work, Reforge. Thank you, Darren. I appreciate that. All right. Here's the deal. This is what we're going to do. For resolution, it's not uncommon for a TV these days to have onboard upscaler. The game doesn't need to render in 2K anymore. We can keep this conversation going, right? We can keep this conversation going about Starfield and release dates and everything else. Members get to hang out with me while I have my lunch, and but it's not time for that yet. What it's time for, right? What it's time for is, and that should be in gaming news. Hang on 1 second. That game that we were debating a little bit ago, right? We were debating, is the day before real, right? Is the day before real? I have a reaction video to an article about that game, and I'm going to send you guys to it right now. After that, it will redirect you to members, okay? If you're over on the talk, you got to come over to the YouTube channel. I can't do this with you, right? I can't. It's a premiere video. It's an upload, all right? I'm going to put a link in chat. If you don't want to ride the redirect to the premiere, then click the link in chat. Now, if you're one of the people that watches my show every day, Thursday and Friday of this week, and then Monday and Tuesday of next week, there will be premieres in the morning. They'll be kind of lengthy, 20 minutes or so. It'll be a lot like a live stream. You can kind of hang out with everybody, okay? And then the live streams return on Wednesday. So this channel still gets content while I'm gone. That's a great reason to be in the Discord. That's a great reason to be a member. You don't miss out on content. Sometimes I do uploads and thank yous and different things while I'm gone, and I do it just for members. It's a great reason to be a member. It's a great reason as a member to be in the Discord. What's the second show? There is no second show today. The second show is the premiere I'm about to send you to, and then we can all go discuss it with members. It's a great reason to be a member as well. When there's not a lot of big news that I don't think I can do a talk show with, I do a premiere instead, and then I discuss it with members. So I'm going to send you over to it right now. It's a premiere upload about the day before. Then it's going to redirect everybody to a member stream. So if you're not a member, you can't come hang out with us and discuss it. All right? So become a member. Click the link in chat or ride the redirect. I'll see you guys over there in the premiere, and then I'll also see you. The premiere will say it's airing in like 30 minutes or something. Just ignore that. I'll push it live as soon as we get over there, and then we're going to go discuss it with members. All right? I'll see you guys over there.